afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the United States Grand Prix. This is round 16 of the World Championship for ALR Bronze. And this, we have 5 more rounds to go, including the one they're on. I got my mic on me yet. Well, where else would it be? No, nonetheless, so yes, we have just 5 races to go in this World Championship. And tonight could be another championship coronation there, and it could be the day of Theo. Can Theo become the youngest ever ALR champion in all 4 divisions? I think that I'm right in saying that. If he outscores Ayrton by 14 points tonight, Ayrton can't catch him, which means that he is the champion. So it's going to be very tense affair indeed then, and unfortunately I am going to have to get my old calculator out as well then, so there may be a lot of math going on here tonight, and there's a lot of things I'm not good at, and one of them is definitely maths then, so yeah, that's going to get very interesting. Sir Tommy, who is the first champion of Season 6 of ALR this season, has said, even everyone of course has got equals there with a lovely wave in at the hand as well. Hello to one and all in one then. We have got 20 turns around at COTA Circuit of the America. 2012, this circuit was first raced on Western Formula 1. We had a great battle between Vettel and Hamilton way back when, of course, when Vettel was driving the Red Bull and Hamilton was in the McLaren team, wasn't it? It was a great old race. I really enjoyed that United States Grand Prix in 2012. From what I remember then, Theo, maybe a champion in waiting there. Theo is potentially starting. Let's talk about the drivers and the constructors, and whilst we're waiting for the rest of the drivers to pull their socks up. And this is how the state of play is at. Theo, as we mentioned, 14 points away from being crowned the champion potentially tonight. And so if he gets third and Ayrton don't score, that's it. Remember, Ayrton was so good last time out in the Japanese Grand Prix. He could have and should have. He probably could have and should have won the Japanese Grand Prix. But unfortunately, if backwards spells F1, doesn't it? Or F1 spells backwards as if. Haven't said that. Of course, that's a one. Not an I, is it? But there we go. Ayrton's in second position, and then he is on at 75 points, and 1 point behind Ayrton is Irvine, and a really good renaissance as such, isn't he? In the moment, good stuff indeed there for Irvine. Third position is Vintage, star of the season in all 4 divisions, in my opinion. There, good stuff indeed there for Vintage. 3 points behind Irvine and his teammate as well. Red Bull's doing really strong showing there. Echo not very well last week. I think he's back in the saddle tonight. Then he's 5th in the championship. 5 points behind the 2 Red Bull drivers. Joseph has climbed himself to 6th with a great podium position last month. Swan Shanks in 7th, 10 points away. Silent Shift and only a point behind Swan Shanks. It's so tight in the bronze championship from 2nd down to 20th is incredible. 9th is Billet, then in 10th position is Shatters. That is the top 10, and literally everyone from 2nd all the way down to 20th is the biggest gap is actually Gunnar and Diashi on 11, which is 11 points there between Gunnar and Diashi in 17th and 18th. Everyone else is either 10 points or lower between each driver. It's so good. It is so tight in the midfield this season in bronze. It's incredible. In the relegation zone then to go into COBALT at the moment, we have Artie Wee, who's yet to go off the mark, and Diego on 4 points, and then Gunnar on 8 points as well. As I said, he's 11 points behind Diashi. Of course, Umambro also moving up into 16th as well in the Mercedes, and joined with Roscoe at the moment there. Good stuff. And the Constructors Championship, nothing can be decided in the Constructors here tonight then, but it is 12 points then between the Ferrari and the Red Bull team. And then we got Aston Martin in 3rd there. 4th is the McLaren team, 28 points away from Aston Martin, and Haas in their home Grand Prix tonight, 3 points behind the McLaren team. Williams are in 6th position there, along with AlphaTauri as well, both on 143 points, and Mercedes 6 points away from those 2 teams, and Alpine now 20 points behind Mercedes, and Alfa Romeo 3 points away from the 100 mark. I'm feeling a bit bloated, goodness me. I had a cheeky sausage roll before I came on there, and I think I've given myself indigestion as well then. Right then, let's get to the comments, shall we? We have got Gunnar. What's the crack, Sean? Good luck, everyone. Hello, Gunnar. As Young Tommy said, if you need someone to fill the grid, I am here. Then with those big bulging eyes there from Young Tommy. We got Theo saying, how are you, Sean? I'm very well, my good sir. I hope you're well. I bet that Theo is going to be quite nervous, isn't he? As already mentioned, then, Theo is on the cusp of becoming the youngest ever ALR champion in history tonight. This is his first opportunity to win the championship. He would like to get it done and dusted and have a good and just enjoy the final four race there for Theo. Of course, Theo has got 3 Grand Prix wins this season, the most of anyone in the Bronze Championship this season. He's been really impeccable, hasn't he? Theo has really good stuff in it. Did that. Sorry, Tommy, I did ask, but I was, it was decided you were too quick. Then Silent Shift said, "Ready, go, go, go." Thanks, lads, and damn, it would have been the wheel up there for young Tommy. Then, of course, young Tommy had a superb drive last night, didn't he? Of course, I think that was his 4th Grand Prix, or was it the 5th Grand Prix win of the season? Retirements, then we got Felipe a full qualifying banner. Rauschman either returns back to action then in bronze. And of course, this was where she really cut the mustard, so to speak, was it, when she first debuted in ALR? So at the moment in time, then, if everyone gets a time on the board, we should see everyone safe through into qualifying too. Having said that, I'm sure that there's probably more drivers that join in halfway through qualifying here tonight. We'll keep an eye on that one. Just take a look at the drivers there. I think we got a full debut on tonight for Adam then, who I don't think he's ever driven in bronze before. So hello. Equals, I'm sure he's driven in bronze before if I get me old telescope out. I don't think he has, actually, according to my list here. It's also Equals his debut tonight in bronze as well. Welcome, good sirs and all, and one and all that kind of stuff. Indeed, that we have got. And just taking a quick look indeed that, as Liam saying, it would be nice handling it over a moment from the current to the new champion-elect, though, in terms of, it would indeed, wouldn't it, as a field there potentially, as we already mentioned. It's a big day for Theo tonight. I've lost my controller as it's about to switch onto Netflix. There we go. And that's what you get. I've got a big old posterior, and when I was switching the remote, or I was switching Netflix on there, oh my word there. That wasn't good, was it? Here's Archie. I'm wondering how he's feeling then after the disappointment in Japan from last week. We'll soon see then. Phil saying, "Come on, lads." Becca saying, "Evening, nice to be back in bronze." Like then, Vintage is joining late. Liam is saying, and good 70 that Vintage is 4th in the championship and only a couple of points away from his teammate of Irvine. Irvine's not racing tonight, is he there? So Irvine may potentially be out of the promotion spots, but in this one. Here is Silent Shift and then out of the farm turning on 56 points. This is his 5th Grand Prix start tonight for Silent Shifting in bronze this season. The McLaren there, and he powers up the hill as well. Silent Shifting has had a win this season, but he hasn't had a pole position so far. The poles were monopolised by Enright then, and of course with Enright's exclusion from the championship, that is kind of opened the door beautifully, hasn't it, for Theo on board now with Silent Shifting going through the lefts and the rights as well as dropping down into the S as well, and we've seen a lot of invalidation laps, didn't we, over the course of last night there. So I'm wondering then if any of the bronze drivers have just been keeping their eye on what has been occurring then after last night. Oh, I got really itchy ears. Oh my word. I don't know, I might have to get my old bush cut, I think, and it's getting a bit too long again. Unfortunately, I don't really like going to the hairdressers as much because the one thing I do not like is people, and I have to sit in a chair and talk to people. Good gosh. I know that I'm technically sat in a chair talking to people now, really, aren't I? But luckily, the thing is that I don't see anyone then. So yes, that's definitely what I like to see. To be honest, the other thing I'm really talking to is Silent Shift at the moment and my laptop screen then, and that's how I like it there. Silent Shift in, who is coming to that double left-hander there, isn't it? Of course, that was that's very much reminiscent of the one of the most toughest corners in all of Formula One. That is, of course, the double. That is, of course, at 9 and 10 in Bahrain. Silent Shifting out of the far turn as well, and this could potentially become a glorified practice session here in the first one there. Silent Shifting very close to invalidating his lap there. He didn't, and he is on pole position so far. No, he's not. I'm telling lies. He is fastest so far. Here's Theo. I wonder how Theo is going to be feeling. And here's Umad Bro. He is second fast mode. Umad Bro, 9/100ths of a second away from Silent Shifting. He is second one there, but Umad Bro, of course, won the Japanese Grand Prix after causing this man there to there. Very much on the gearbox from Ayrton right from the get-go last week there. I wonder how Ayrton's going to bounce back then after that traumatising Japanese Grand Prix. Adam, who is in 4th position at the moment in the Williams there. This is debut tonight for bronze. It's not his debut tonight though for it's not his debut tonight in terms of ALR though. Here's Diego as well, and of course he's in the relegation zone. Diego is there, so he's got to pull up his socks slightly as he shatters. It's gone fast. Lovely. What about the Haas of Diashi, who's coming across the line? He's just starting to lap as well. Diashi is then Diego, the final turn in. I haven't heard much about the weather tonight, then, so I'm wondering if we're going to have a dry spell. And once again, then, like it is in the championship, who's off the circuit? Shatters have just got away the one, but Shatters is cream of the crop at the moment, which is nothing. I must say, Shatters is such a quick customer, isn't he? He's a really good driver, Shatters. He's just a bit unlucky, and he does get involved in some shenanigans here and there. Here comes Gunnar, the final turns right. Gunnar in the relegation zone, well, and then he's also the slowest timed runner thus far. The Irishman, the Aston Martin. We'll see how that one goes. Diashi then, who's just coming onto the back straight as well then. Then we also got Theo's invalidated this time, as Theo has there, so Theo's going to have another bite of cherry, isn't he? Remember that as long as you give yourself a clean pair of heels, you will not get eliminated from this qualifying session now. Felipe got a full qualifying ban then for for his misdemeanors in the Japanese Grand Prix. Maldonado has, I'm not sure if that's a ban that she's carried over or not then, but it probably is then, because yes, we all know about Maldonado's dirty tactics there. Of course I am taking the mic there, ain't I? We've got, or am I? Emerson saying good luck out, and as of course Forza Ferrari as well. Then Emerson is he's going to be cheering on his fellow Ferrari driver. Then of course the joint constructor is very important in ALR these days, isn't it? The joint constructors, of course, is being won by the AlphaTauri. Diashi across the line now. I thought it was going to be a track invalidation there. Diashi has gone fastest so far in the Haas car. Good stuff indeed there for Diashi in the Haas, and then the Haas are going to be loving that, I think, because in their home Grand Prix as well, isn't it? There's Theo at the bottom of the hill, just accelerating away, as already mentioned then. Yep, tonight is the night for potentially for Theo as well. However, from a neutral point of view, I'd love the championship to go on further, and also because my lack of appalling in mass is also going to come to the forefront as well. Then, so I hope we got some brain boxes in the comments tonight. Then, as is that Theo got George Russell's helmet there? Well, it looks like it, don't it? Am I just being a bit foolish here? That's an incredible helmet, by the way. I may get helmet of the week. That's lovely helmet design indeed. I'm loving that. As I'm sure that's George Russell's helmet, but it's blue instead of the red topped one, isn't it? I'm sure it is. If I'm wrong, then goodness me, just slap me with a wet fish. And Theo locking up the inside front tire. Across the line he comes, and he goes second fastest. Young Tommy is Ashy. Yes, bro, my German brother still got it. And of course, Diashi was very happy for young Tommy last week as well. Vintage has joined the session now, Vintage, and so welcome. It is George Russell's helmet, part of the new podium pass. Emerson is saying that. Thank you very much, Emerson. I'm glad that so is clarified, because I thought I was like, hang on, how has he got that? That just shows how much I take notice of the podium pass. But I don't use the podium pass much because I'm not really a driver. I haven't said that. Last time I went on the podium pass, there was a cool new sponsor as well. I feel I've got a shark logo now, which is absolutely amazing stuff, which is going to be put on my Rage Racers team when I probably tomorrow or something like that, because I got a day off tomorrow from work as well, which means that I can stay in bed until 1 o'clock, which unfortunately that's not going to be the case, because I've got to go and do stuff. I've got to find a home for myself. Yes, at the moment I am technically going to be homeless in a couple of weeks, so I've got to get me socks poured up and all that kind of jazz then. But don't worry, LR fans, I am making sure I've timed it so that we can finish the season off first then. Swan Shanks across the line. He is the slowest time runner so far, but only by 2/100ths of a second away from Gunnar. Swan Shanks is then equals on a lap in the Ferrari as well. His teammate may be stealing all the attention like them, but what can equals there help Ferrari extend a lead in the Constructors' Championship then. It is Ferrari that's leading the Constructors, it is indeed, isn't it? Here comes Camera Racer going third fast. He's been unlucky, Camera Racer, this year, hasn't he? So far, Joseph and Billet have not set times just yet, and with Vintage getting himself into the into qualifying now, we may have a driver. We may have Maldonado and Felipe out, and plus one other as well. Emerson saying you can also get you can also get one that looks like Danny Ricks, but it doesn't look anything like Danny Ricks' helmet. Then, goodness me, well, that's a shame, isn't it? To be honest, though, Danny Rick has had some very interesting designed helmets, hasn't he, since he's left the Red Bull family over the years. I quite liked his 2019 helmet, to be honest. It was quite an unusual helmet there, and I quite liked it. But I do like traditional helmets. I do like drivers that keep their helmet designs because, of course, I think that's your signature. Here comes Equals then, who's changed his name as well, by the looks. So I got to get me old spreadsheet out then and change his name then. Absolutely shocking behaviour there. What about Swan Shanks then, who is using a lot of the years, and I think he might be into the pits. Equals that qualifying then, so it looks like we're back to a practice session scenario here. As long as Alibi, Vintage, Joseph and Billet there comes into the pits there and sorts it out then, good stuff indeed then. Emerson saying basically he's just got a honey badger on the back then. So technically it's not too far off, I suppose, is it? At least they got the animal right. And of course, also, if anyone watched the guitar over the weekend, guitar, not guitar, no, Qatar, no, guitar, yeah, no, guitar, not guitar. And of course, that was the like national animal of Qatar, the honey badger, which I found absolutely fascinating indeed. Then also found out that an anteater is also a national, like a national animal of. Oh no, I don't think. No, wait, hang on. I had it a minute ago. It's on the tip of my tongue and it's gone there. Great. I'll have to. I'm gonna have to really pull that out of the back of me filing cabinet and me older yield of mine. We're just on board Diego then into the final turn as well. I'm absolutely shambolic tonight, and good gosh. Diego goes 8 fast and gets on the Mercedes, and I'm very disappointed at that because I was really looking forward to sharing that little bit of information tonight about the anteater being a national animal of a country, but I think that I can't remember what it is, which is I need to write this stuff down, to be honest, don't I? Because it's absolutely shameful behaviour. Yellow flag in sector 1, the S section. Ayrton across the line there, second by the chair, and he goes second fastest there. I remember Ayrton saying, I remember Ayrton doing a very good job here in one of the, I think it is in previous years in bronze there. He's really good around here in quality trim, Ayrton is there. You would be correct, Sean. Daddy Rick said he wants to bring the honey badger back to the paddock one day then. Charles, I could dress up like a honey badger and hopefully he can take me into the paddock there. I'll absolutely love it. I'll be appalled as going into the paddock there because I'll just be wanting to hug all the drivers, to be fair, because I think they're all heroes of mine. If I ever met a Formula 1 driver or anyone like that, Adrian Newey, Ross Brawn, anyone like that, I'll probably just get so excited and faint, really. Just got Joseph Fair, who is on the ascendancy now. I wonder, Joseph Fair, one of the drivers that got promoted from COBALT to bronze this season, is 6th at the moment in the championship, and he is very close to, he's less than, I think it's about 11 points away from Irvine, who's currently sat in third position there. Not even that, he's 7 points away at the moment. Joseph Fair right in the middle of the track at the moment. But he is about 7 points away now from promotion spot then, so he can do a double here like Irvine can do as well then, from going from COBALT to silver in one season. That'd be very good stuff indeed. And Emerson wants to put him on the leash. Goodness gracious me, Emerson, you need to keep it PG, my good man. Just watching Joseph Fair going in to turn 17 as well. And oh, good news for United fans then is they are through into the last 16 of the Champions League. There is Jadon Sancho and Cristiano Ronaldo scored. Excellent stuff indeed then. Vintage saying evening, good evening Vintage as well. Anyone who was interested in the football updates, there you go then. I was actually trying to get rid of me notifications. I didn't realise the Champions League was on tonight. Across the line there comes Joseph, and away we go then as we build up to the top of the hill then as well. So Billet and Joseph have just got a set of time then. So does Vintage and Alibi, and they should be safe and through then, because we've lost Maldonado, Equals and Felipe already in this session there. Thank you very much for joining us as well tonight. Our viewer numbers were quite low last night then, which is unfortunate. It was also quite low in terms of driver attendance as well. I'm not sure what's going on the back end of the season. I think that some drivers there might be just getting a bit fed up there, maybe, I don't know. Maybe it's just before Christmas time as well. Well, anyway, before Christmas, so we've got another month before Christmas, which I need to start to do me Christmas shopping, really. To be honest, the best time I do my Christmas shopping is usually Christmas Eve or something like that, or I just do it on a random afternoon. I just go on Amazon and just fire away whatever I feel is a good present there as well. Of course, as we just got Joseph coming down the back straight then in the Aston Martin. Let's see what he can do. His teammate Gunnar is through in the qualifying already then. He's in 10th at the moment, Gunnar. So that's a good qualifying, solid qualifying start then. Here it's not then. Here's the car 27 of Joseph Ed. Of course, that 27 is famous in the Ferrariites, isn't it? However, can Joseph make that a number that is famous in the Aston Martinites and get a promotion spot? Or maybe even Aston Martin do technically have an outside opportunity of maybe getting the, well, they do have more than an outside opportunity there, because the gap between first and third in the constructors is 26 points there. It is so incredibly close there. Joseph goes second fastest, what, to underline his speed here tonight. Good stuff indeed there. Diashi, remember, set that time quite a long time ago, didn't he? Diashi, so that also shows how incredible Diashi is tonight. So, goodness me, he may be the man to beat in this qualifying session then. So it's 2.5 minutes to go in this session, and we are currently losing Billet, Maldonado, Equals, and they're all out qualifying at the moment. Then we got Alibi and Vintage, then it probably would need to come out if Billet comes out, of course, then, but we'll find out. Diego saying, great day for my it's that to go become a little not very good then, so that's not good then for Diego, is it? In a 10th position then, but luckily for Diego, he's got his time sorted out early enough, Ben, so if he needs to go in, do the old switch it off and back on Malark, then yes, he's got plenty of time there for Diego. Of course, Diego is in the bottom 3 at the moment, isn't there? So you'd like to get out of the bottom 3. Diashi is in the bottom 4. Diashi is only 17th in the championship with Human Bro 16th. But I am expecting those names there to really start to roll on some momentum there. And absolutely, Diashi's invalid this time, unfortunately. So that's the commentator's curse there. So we are expecting those drivers then to really start to climb up the championship order. Have they got enough then with only 130 points is up for grabs, I think, in this for the remainder of the season, including the race that we're on then. So there's plenty of there's still plenty of points set for grabs, and with that fact share, everyone down to Camera Racer mathematically still has a chance of winning the World Championship. So down to 13th position. That's how incredibly close it is. But of course, I think realistically, Theo does need a bit of a nightmare tonight, then, and maybe even a nightmare in Mexico. And in round 18, where are we in round 18? I think Brazil, are we? Yes, we are indeed. Then, yes. So I think that Theo probably needs a couple of 3 really bad races for him not to be crowned champion. However, having said that, there, he's still got to get the job done as well. Vintage is sporting the Sergio Perez helmet tonight. Then there's Mexico is not too far from here. Before the Mexican Grand Prix debuted in the Formula 1 calendar in 2015, the Mexicans used to venture up here, didn't they? And it was a great atmosphere for Sergio Perez, and not as good as the one in the baseball stadium, though, is it? In Mexico, fantastic there. Mexico is not one of my favourite tracks in the season. However, the atmosphere itself in Mexico is fantastic. This season was brilliant as well. One of the highlights of the season for me. Then, it's goodness me, I had a teleportation there. Vintage across London. As I've already mentioned, he is my star of all divisions in ALR this season. And he has been absolutely sublime. Then he is he's completely different driver compared to last season, isn't he? Vintage. He's very much more calm and precise, isn't he? Remember, we only had 11 races in bronze last season. It's only the second ever season in 4 seasons for bronze. We're having a full season, of course. Then as the sun is beginning to get low into the sky, and this qualifying is in the evening, isn't it? Here in the United States, to satisfy more the European audience there, of course. However, we always satisfy the European audience here in ALR because we're always 7:30 UK time, whether that's of course in USA, whether we're in Australia. It doesn't matter, does it? Good. Vintage down the back straight, and Alibi is could be out qualifying here then, because Billet is on circuit as well. I think Alibi has made a huge error here. He has not come out of qualifying, and that is not good at all then. And you could say that, what will his alibi be? As long as I make myself laugh, that's all about it, really, isn't it? Here's Vintage, then, who is just into the final part of the lap then here. I think the Vintage there is going to be taking it quite cool here, because it looks like that Vintage there is just coming straight from work. So it's going to be some practice laps there for Vintage there, and it's quite nice to get your just to bed your eye in, isn't it? In a qualifying session where you can really put the feelers out on the track, and just to see how it is at playing, and how is it going to rev up for Vintage. The final turn, and Vintage across the line, he goes 13 fastest, the slowest of the time runners thus far. We are losing 4 drivers in this qualifying session, not 3, unfortunately, with Alibi not setting a time. We could be, if Billet doesn't get this time right, then he could also be out as well. He's gone wide. Billet has. He was quite lucky there not to be a track extension now, as other days you would have seen that be a slap on the wrist there. Billet is also through as well, and we have got 4 drivers out of qualifying. Maldonado 18th, 17th position is Equals, Alibi in 16th position, and Felipe with a full quality ban is down in 15th position then for the United States Grand Prix. I've only just noticed that my socks are on the inside out. That's not good, is it? I wonder why my feet was feeling very comfortable today. Gosh, I'm absolutely all over the show tonight, and my word, and no wonder I've had a bad day as well. Absolutely horrific. Right, we got Vintage there, who is just on an in-lap as well then. So yeah, that's the end of qualifying one then. So we're just waiting for the end of the session as well. By the way, thank you for joining us then. We are 15 subscribers away then, as I'm starting to do the old YouTube plug here then. So there we go. Of course, like, share and subscribe and all that kind of jazz then. Every time I hear the word sub, I'm thinking about a subway rather than anything else then. And of course, not a subway underground either then, as I'm afraid of trains. I'm also afraid of going underground then. So there we go. Of course, like, share, and subscribe. We'd like to get to 400 subscribers for the end of the season. That is my target. However, we've kind of hit a limit so far, haven't we? It's snowing in Finland. Let's go then. Goodness me. I must say, I thought it was snowing in Gloucester a minute ago, but it was actually me dandruff. So there we go. Yeah. So I take it as Silent Shifting does love a bit of snow, doesn't he? Yeah. I don't want a bit of snow either then, but I think that I don't really know, because gingers don't like the sun, I don't like the cold, so I don't even know what I like in terms of weather, probably because I'm more of an indoor kind of animal. I do not like to go outside. Right then, but I'm very house trained then. Diashi's fast then in qualifying one then, 86 hundredths of a second quicker than Joseph, looking very good at the top there. If Theo finishes 4th, he will not be crowned champion today, whatever happens there. So Theo, but of course this is the qualifying session, not the race itself then. Welshman and Arda last, 17th position there is Equal, 60th is Alibi, Felipe in 15th position there. He's also out qualifying as well, so you've lost 4 cars in this qualifying session as we're just waiting for the countdown to start, as I don't think the countdown is starting there, because we have got an imposter among us, and I'm wondering if someone who's joined late then, I'm not pointing any fingers, but I think he's in the Red Bull, which is maybe causing a session delay here then. Silent Shifting, I love the cold. Finnish people are a different breed though. I don't mind the cold, but I just don't like going outside. I don't like the hot at all. My word, I don't like the hot. Mainly because you'll have to peel me off the old floor if I ever try. Then it's me. Felipe is free of a quality ban at Liam was saying, and he is indeed. Is it there? So Felipe then, even though he has got a full quality ban for his shenanigans in the land of the rising sun last week, he is. He has got through, but he has to retire the car again then. I'll try my best to help Theo win the championship tonight then, as Ayrton there. I think that's a bit of sarcasm there, isn't it, for the man who's third in the classification at the moment. Then to this, of course, if he won the Japanese Grand Prix last week, I think that Theo would not be able to win the championship tonight then, would he? Which I'm just rubbing it in for it, isn't he? He's going to be very unhappy with me by the end of this one tonight, isn't he? So he's going to give me a lot of badge there, or maybe a few, gonna be spitting fire at me, isn't he? We got Alibi saying my quality lap there. As he's got a picture of a goat as well then. Lovely stuff then. Always at a mountain goat. Diash saying Felipe just doing Felipe things there. We've also got Diego saying Silent Shifting would definitely melt here. It's quite hot in Texas at the moment, isn't it? Oh my word, there. It's usually hot anyway, because it's the music capital of the world. Texas there. I'm not really a big old fan of the old country music here in Texas. More give me a bit of Steps, or give me a bit of Bryan Adams kind of thing, Backstreet Boys and all that kind of jazz there. Swan Shank saying we're waiting for Alibi. So Alibi there, unfortunately he hasn't got an alibi for not qualifying, and he also has not got an alibi for holding up the session here then. So I'm not sure what's going on here then. Alibi, not me, haha. So I apologise profusely for there. So I was pointing fingers there, and oh goodness me, I was just causing nothing but mischief. Oh my word. Joe's saying nothing comes easy out of that. Silent Shift in there saying cold and dark with snow is the best. I hate over 15 degrees, too hot. Oh my gosh, there. But to be honest, I don't think we even hit 15 degrees over here tonight. Today, have we? I don't think we have. Uh, well, it wasn't even 15 degrees in the office. My word, there. I don't know what's happened in the office there. I think we ain't not touch the air conditioning anymore after someone. Ginger, chubby, and claims he's an IT guy, broke it a couple of weeks ago. But we won't go down that avenue then. Diego's saying I was right then. There's a 31 degrees C right now. My goodness me, Diego. I think Diego, are you in South America? Are you in Costa Rica? I apologise if I'm completely wrong here. I'm sure that someone is telling me that someone's telling me that you're in Costa Rica. Liam is asking what is happening. It says we're waiting for players, but everyone is now in. And of course Adam is saying that nothing is happening then. Now unfortunately nothing is happening at the moment. There is we completely had a bit of we've gone completely to a standstill there. Diash is saying that Alibi has broken the lobby then. We're going to speak about Vintage this after session. I thought it was Vintage that broke it, but we think it's Alibi then. The Caribbean. Oh my word, they're the Caribbean then. I'm thinking that Diego's probably going to be on his sun lounger right now then, enjoying himself. What time is it over in the Caribbean? You're about 6 hours behind us, then, or something like that. Hang on, here's my appalling mask coming in again. It's probably around 2 o'clock, isn't it? Am I right in that, or am I completely wrong there? I left mine, and it said all tick said Vince just left as well, and Alibi's left. Swan Shanks is saying then. So yes, hopefully we'll get going in a minute. However, I'm not sure if it is even any of those drivers' issues there, because we're still stuck on the classification here. Which, by the way, we got the most views we've had in the last couple of days here. So I think that you guys absolutely love this classification board. Fantastic stuff indeed. Then we might just keep it up for the rest of the qualifying session. There's a driver going round and round in circles there. He is not helping his tyres, but I'm wondering if he ain't going to use those tyres. Talking of tyres, we do have a one-stop strategy, I would say. I'm sounding smart, but I'm really not then. I'm just remembering all these strategy calls from last night. I think it's going to be a one-stop strategy with no safety cars. It's probably going to be a soft to medium or medium to soft tyre race. And hard tyres, I think, are a bit too hard around here. They're not firing up very well. So medium or soft tyres is probably the way to go. We might see a hard tyre runner if the safety car is out too early, or if someone has some mischief into turn number 1, of course. Yeah, I'd love to go to the Caribbean for a week at top, and then I need cold then. And these races at midnight for me, not enjoying, not doesn't sleep a lot then. Joe's saying it's broken. I'm gonna have to do a new lobby with short quality. Liam is saying then. So Liam has thrown the gauntlet down there, and he is going to get him. He's going to get us sorted. That good stuff indeed there for Liam, which means that I can sit back and relax for 5 minutes, then, which is always a good thing to do, isn't it? I can't sit back too much though, because my wires are not long enough. I need to find some extensions or something. Or maybe just not lean back then, perhaps, because I should be stood up, really, shouldn't I, doing this, Monarch? Liam's left the session there, and I think we've got a countdown on, so maybe it was Liam that was the problem. We're now into qualifying too then. Well, everyone's left then, apart from a few then. Theo's not happy that everyone's that we're going to have short quality there. No, unfortunately, everyone's leaving now, and we're just about to go on for it. Oh no, my lobby is broken there. Mercedes is saying, Joseph saying it worked. Diego's saying went to the beach trip. Went to a beach trip early 2 weeks ago. Lots of fun then. Gunnar, lobby is loading. It was Liam then. I left and it worked. I think it was Liam that was the problem then. So we're just going to point fingers at Liam, I would say. I'm certainly doing that, of course. So Liam is the admin, is he? So unfortunately, he's got to really take a bit of the blame, doesn't he? So what does that mean then? We're going to have a new lobby then, and we're going to have short quality. That is 18 minutes of qualifying then, and that is really going to throw a curveball in as well. Joseph saying Liam has glitched the lobby. Yes, he has. Shocking behaviour there from the admin of Bronze. Then absolutely appalling behaviour indeed. Then what I do like about Liam is that there's no faffing about. Then he just literally he gets a decision. He just makes up a decision, gets on with it. I love it. Absolutely fantastic stuff indeed. There, Farfair is also cracking the whip as well. Then who joined late? Then I'm not going to be a snitch. It was vintage and alibi. Emerson is saying, don't throw poor Liam under the bus then. Yeehaw then. Of course, this race is the reason why that I'm back doing commentary in bronze these days after Emerson's yeehaw quote from this time last season. Of course, I'm joking, and of course, I think Emerson and Eric did a great job in commentary last year. The reason why I'm back here is because of all the shambles that was happening when I was trying to drive me Williams car around the circuit then, which was a bit. But I am one half of the Constructors' Champions then, so that is my claim to fame, so I'm happy with that one. Yeah, what I'm always going to stick with as well. It's not the fact that my partner was Dylan, who was absolutely fantastic in the Bronze Championship last year. Of course, he is the Bronze World Champion, which I failed to say. I need to say a bit more often in Silver now. I don't say it as much, do I, for Dylan there, so I must apologise on that on Dylan's behalf there, because he's been absolutely fantastic last season. He did a very much a Keke Rosberg kind of championship. Well, I think he only won 1 or 2 races, didn't he, last season? But his podium tally was second to none there. Because some did that. Take us where I'm hoping to get an invite a bit. And we've also got Simon Shifton, he doesn't want us to race, so he doesn't need to look at the incident reports all night then. Swan Shank saying he blames Liam, then Emerson saying he blames Farf then as well. It's always Farf's fault then. Young Tommy also saying the same as well then. Yep, I'm going to blame Farf as well then. 5 players group penalty there for Vintage as Felipe and Vintage there are finding each other as well. And I've got to quit, don't I, the game and go back to the start. Then I don't like doing this because my stream becomes out of sync as well. So the car noise is it's going to be slightly up now, which is going to annoy everyone. It really annoys me, to be fair. But unfortunately, I don't get to hear it until Saturday. So yeah. So I'll forget by the time I watch this stream back. Right then, is hopefully we'll get another goodbye to Chair then. So what does this mean then? So short quali is basically, as I'm very proud of my tier on the left hand side there, tier 8 now. Yes, go me. But yes, what it means now for short quali is it's only going to be 18 minutes now. It's not going to be a quali 1, quali 2 or anything like that. It's just qualifying straight from the get go. And how is that going to be? How is that going to do in terms of the qualifying format? Then Theo was not sounding too positive about that, was he? But of course, Theo has got a lot to lose tonight, hasn't he? Well, he's got a lot to lose, but maybe not then. And so we got a lot of chat going on about the United, the Manchester United manager there. I think that Manchester United was in contact with a former Barcelona manager. I've not even heard of it, to be honest. I've swiped away. Liam be like, blame it on the night, blame it on me. Yes, of course there is. I think that is not Callum Harris. No, Callum Harris? Wait, it is Callum. No, Calvin Harris, not Callum. I do like Calvin Harris. I'll pretend I like Calvin Harris anyway. Now, Calvin Harris was really... I think it was the sound of my summer a couple of years ago. Absolutely, he was literally... he had literally every other song was Calvin Harris, wasn't it? Goodness me, with Dizzy Rascal and all them kind of like Rihanna and everyone like that. Wow, as I'm trying to sound trendy and stuff. As Emerson is trying to blame on the boogie there. I must admit, you all said everyone was ticked in. I was sitting there looking at the classification there. Hockey is better. Sorry, Shifton is saying, and yet I must admit I've never actually done hockey before. I think I played it in secondary school once when it was on the old like AstroTurf kind of stuff. I got smashed in the face with a stick, so I'm not doing that again. I also ran to the goalpost as well. So yeah, real sport is not for me. That's why I quite like esports, and even then, esports not for me either because I'm not very quick. Oh, that's gone down a bit of a dark hole, hasn't it? We're waiting for one more driver, and then we can get going then for this short qualifying session. Then, unfortunately, we've had a couple of issues on the actual qualifying. Then, so we have updated it. We are down to a short qualifying session, 18 minutes, and no knockout format. Then, so the drivers then it's going to be basically like qualifying 1 really. But however, that would decide the grid. Then, old school qualifying here tonight, albeit not 60 minutes. We are just going to have 18 minutes then to decide the grid for the bronze race then here tonight at the United States Grand Prix. Well, let's just give you a reminder of what is up for grabs tonight then. What's up for grabs tonight then is potentially a Ferrari coronation and a field becoming the youngest ever ALR world champion, and he'll be the 4th champion of bronze as well then. So that is what is on the horizon here tonight for Field then. So let's see what he can do then. Of course, Ayrton, who is second in the championship mode, Field has to finish 3rd or above then to be crowned champion. That is even if Ayrton wins or if Ayrton comes second there, of course. The other championship permutations are going to need help from everyone. I'm going to need help from people then, so I'm hoping it's one of the admins is listening, or I'm hoping it's thrown in the comments is good at the old mathematics kind of stuff. But well, we're open to get going in there. Just a reminder then that we got a Goliath battle between Ayrton, Irvine. Listen to these names: Ayrton, Irvine, Vintage, Echo, Joseph, Swanshank, Silent Shifted, Billet, Shadows, and they're all within 15, 16 points of the of second place. That is ridiculous. That is a third position and the fastest lap in Formula One world. That is ridiculously close, isn't it? And that's what could potentially be on the prize then. As hockey is the biggest sport in Finland. Normally everyone hates each other, but when it's the World Championship Games and Finland as well, we are all brothers. Then it sounds like I gotta say, it sounds like football over here, really. Of course, Liverpool fans, Manchester United fans, don't really get on too well, do they? But of course, when the World Cup's on, goodness me, we're all singing away, we're all partying until the break of dawn. But unfortunately, England didn't win the Euros this season, unfortunately. This year. Maybe they might do better in Qatar in a year's time then, because I think it's actually is it 163 days now until the World Cup starts, something like that in Qatar. And of course, it's happening in the winter as well, which is going to be unusual, isn't it? But I'm looking forward to it. Hopefully, it'll be a good spectacle. I do love the World Cup. I do love international tournaments. I'm not a big old fan of these international friendlies though and things like that. But there we go. Right, anyway, enough waffling around then. Let's get back on with the action, shall we then? Of course, we've had a bit of an extended break then. So qualifying one is in the history books then. And that is it. That's done and dusted then. So this is now qualifying then. We've got one qualifying session then for bronze here tonight. The qualifying ban for Felipe still stands, unfortunately. So he will be 18th, I would hazard a guess then. Good evening. I hope a new lobby, new chance, because I have a new setup there for Billet then. Good stuff indeed there. So hopefully Billet can get himself sorted then. Finland's doing better in the football. Not good enough. Lost 3-0 to France last week and did not qualify. Unfortunately, finished Alibi and Felipe out of qualified then. And to be fair though, Finland's squad was on the up, wasn't it? Not too long ago, because they did have Pukki, who a couple of seasons ago was absolutely mighty for Norwich. I know he still plays for Norwich. There is unfortunately I got sacked from my Liverpool job on FIFA on Saturday night, which is I was absolutely devastated by. To be honest with you, I then went to Norwich. I got sacked again, so I'm not having a very good time. But somehow I've ended up at Arsenal, which I'm not sure how that's happened because I also got sacked from Watford as well. I'm having an appalling. I've only done I think I've only done 2 or 3 seasons in FIFA, and I've had 4 jobs and been sacked 3 times. That's not good, is it? I got sacked from Watford, and Arsenal offered me the job. Right, let's go then. As we're now on a lap then. I've done enough about football then. Wilson loves Pukki, and so does Silent Shift as well. I like Pukki as well. I think Pukki is an absolutely fantastic striker. He has gone off the board a bit then, but I used to buy him a lot when I had my Yeovil career on one of the old FIFA games. Well, I say the old FIFA game. I think it was 19 or 20, wasn't it? Oh my word, that I do sound old then. I think the first ever FIFA game I ever played, I think it was FIFA 99 or something like that. Ridiculously old then. And that was before career mode and all that kind of stuff came out. I'm definitely a career man then. None of this ultimate team malarkey, mainly because I don't understand what's going on, and also because I'm very much a rager. I really don't like losing then, but well, you wouldn't believe it, would you? really how slow I am on F1, and the fact that I've been sacked from so many jobs already in FIFA. Anyway, let's get on with it, shall we? Because my personal life is not really interesting for any of you. It's all about the racing, isn't there? Across the line we go then. Billet starts happening, so Billet is going to be the first driver then to start a qualifying lap. So this qualifying session is all about, there's one qualifying session, no knockout format now, 18 cars, and then this is about it's going to be setting up the grid. It's there from front to back then. Maldonado, Alabai and Felipe are already out qualifying then, so that is the back row and a half already sorted there. Billet then is the first driver on soft tires, and he has tweaked his setup then between this session and the last session now. Let's see how this one goes then. Equals to retire from the session as well, so we've got the two back rows, I think, already sorted by the looks of things then. What about the over 14 cars then? Excuse me. Oh my gosh. Oh, my word! I got a really fun. I keep getting a really funny tickle at the moment. There, I just have a random cough once every hour or something like that, which is really annoying to be honest. There's a Billet there down the back straight. Two DRS zones around this circuit on the start-finish straight, and also down the back straight as well. There's a Billet braking down there. It's a heavy braking stuff down there. That is probably the biggest opportunity for overtaking on this course, then. But arguably, I would also throw in turn number 1 as well, actually, then, because turn 1 there is a very much is the big brother of the Austria turn 1, really, isn't it? It is a very steep as well going into turn 1. Billet we're on board with now then into the final couple of corners there. Billet is at 9th in the championship now, and he has a chance of getting promoted into silver as well. Of course, he got relegated from silver last season, Billet did, but remember, he had flashes of brilliance in that Haas car, and he goes across the line. He's the first driver to set a time of 33.6 out of 33.4 for his teammate Camaro. Good stuff indeed there. Diashi on the medium tires there, squeezes in into second position there. Remember, even though this is just a one qualifying session, this is if you get into the top 10, you have to start on the medium tires, of course. Sorry, not on the medium tires, you have to start on the tires which you set your fastest time on. So at this moment in time, if the top 5 finishes like that, then so everyone's starting the soft tires apart from Diash, you'll be on the medium tires, of course. What about the two McLarens? Silent shifting to come around the final turn. Ayrton's already there. Ayrton across the line. Ayrton's fast, set a 10th of a second quicker. What about his teammate Silent shifted? Only 5th fast there for Silent shifting, 4/10 of a second away from his teammate at the moment. Gunnar coming into the technical twisty part of the lap as well. Then where can Gunnar go from here? Of course, as mid-season there, that's a very unsettled Aston Martin there from car 83, the signature 83 from Gunnar. As you can see, when you see 83 on the car, you know it's Gunnar coming at you in the Aston Martin. Coming into the final couple of corners, like Gunnar's in the relegation zone, isn't he? For bronze, he's also in the wall. And how is that Aston Martin still going? Is beyond me. That was an almighty shot there. Of course, Fiat had a crash around there in 2015, didn't he, when it was a wet race there, and unfortunately Gunnar's done exactly the same thing with those. We felt like those tyres were not warm enough in the technical part of the lap there, and unfortunately Gunnar has had some major issues there, and that is not going to help him too much. Vintage has gone quite quick in the second set, so he's done an 04 in the second split time. Very good stuff indeed there. And just now coming into the final couple of corners as well. Shatters on an outlap as well. Then Swan Shanks there has just finished off his lap. Then we've got a Ferrari in front of us. And that's Theo on an outlap then. And now into the final couple of turns. And here is Vintage then. Right in the outside curve. Then who's out in front of us? Oh, that's Theo. I apologise. And of course, Theo could be the youngest ever champion. I'm going to keep saying it because it's a historic moment in ALR. 35 for Vintage then. And he is the time runners thus far. Shatters is going through the S's as well. Swanshanks powering down the back straight. Joseph has emerged out of the pit lane then in the Aston Martin car. Then Joseph was looking quite strong overall then. Gunnar's unhappy because I jinxed him again then, unfortunately then. Oh, goodness gracious me. We've also got Serious Rush now. Well, thanks for the invite, Equals then. Thanks for the invite, Equals. It is gold and far too fast then in the Ferrari. To be honest, I don't think Equals has done much in terms of, well, no disrespect to Equals then, but he hasn't raced as much this season, has he? Equals hasn't there, so we'll see how he gets on. Swan Shanks there into Swan Shanks was just being a bit lazy on the steering wheel there, I feel there, and drifting the car slightly off the track there. Luckily he was fine then, but that's a 10th of a second wheel in Vintage. He is 9th on the grid there. 11 minutes to go. This is the full quali session, of course. Then remember, they were doing short quali after the gremlins that happened in the opening qualifying session here tonight then. So yes, this is qualifying 1, 2 and 3 condensed into 18 fast and furious minutes here in the United States. gates. If you get into the top 10, you still, that qualifying 2 rules still remains, and you have to start on a tire, which is set your fastest time on a course. And however, you do you supposedly would use less tires, and Shadows goes out fast. Is that what about Theo? Theo out of the following turn as well, and going a bit wide than Theo is then, but that's not a problem because he's fast as well. And at the moment, as Stan said, I think that if Theo wins the race tonight, I'm sure that he if Theo comes first, second, or third, doesn't matter what else to do, because I'm sure that Theo is the champion. I would have to whoever do not quote me on that one, because that might be completely wrong, but I'm sure that's the case. And hopefully someone will help me out if that is really not the case as well. Of course, the gap at the moment is at 90 points. Then going into the final couple of races, yellow flag is fluttering in the first part of the second. Joseph back out on the lap at the moment, and Diego's not set a time just yet in the Mercedes. Diego is also in the relegation as well, down 19th position there. Joseph goes 7th fastest on those soft tyres. The top 9 have qualified on the soft tyres thus far, I think. Then let's take a look. Then apart from Diash, who's in 8th position now, he is on the medium tyre at the moment now. Just flying past me now as well. Billet is in the garage, and Shadows out. It's going quicker in the second sector. What about Swanshanks across the line? He improves as well then. And that is 2 laps on the medium tyres. That's one of the McLarens out the pits. I think it is Silent Shift, and he is coming out of the pits now. Vintage there just to finish off his lap as well. We're going to stick with Shadows at the moment there in the Alpha Tauri car. Of course, the Alpha Tauri doing supreme in silver and cobalt, and they're doing a pretty nifty job in a silver as well. Then cross the line, Shadows goes out 3/10 second improvement, but he's still down in 10th position at the moment there. Let's see how that does. Of course, Shadows there will have to start on those 3-lap old medium tyres. Vintage is boxed on this lap then, as he comes in very gingerly as well. I think Wilson had a huge smash there coming in the pits last night then. It was so big that I think he teleported onto the track, didn't he? Diashi there, who's on an outlap Mona. Joseph is found a 10th a second in the middle part of the lap here. And that's it, 10th a second is enough to actually jump him up to the 3rd row of the grid here. So is he going to carry on, Joseph? So remember, if you qualify in the top 10, this is different rules for short quali, but if you qualify in the top 10 now, you have to take those tires into the Grand Prix itself. Joseph is found 10th a second in the final sector as well then, and he has moved himself up to 5th fastest. 8 minutes to go in this qualifying session there. Ayrton starting his lap as well, just behind us then Diashi, who's invalidated his times, that he is going to have another bite of chair as well. What about Adam now in the Williams car then, as this is debut starting bronze then. He is in a very solid 6th position there, so that's pretty nifty, but that is not nifty because he's invalidated his time now, and I don't know why I'm saying nifty all of a sudden. I really need to get the old dictionary out as well, because I don't think nifty is actually in the dictionary, is it? I'd love it if it was then. So into the pits there comes Swanshanks as well, and he has now got to slow down to 8 kilometers now. That speed limit is throughout the weekend, isn't it? Of course, not just the races, also for qualifying as well. I remember a very brutal comment. Goodness me, I thought Shadows was going into the barrier then. When Luca Bader was part of the was of course Super Sub, wasn't he, in the 2009 European and Belgian Grand Prix. There was a very painful comment there, wasn't there? There was, I think, a commentary said that Bader, the quickest of Bader went there through the pit lanes, right? Because I think he accumulated so many speeding fines that weekend, didn't he? I remember Luca Bader, I think he has the most starts without a single point, doesn't he? Or he's high up there, is the unfortunately Luca Bader. He should have got a point in the European Grand Prix 99. I remember that race very well then, because unfortunately, Luca Bader retired from full fast there. Ayrton is the first driver to be in the 31s here tonight in the McLaren, and Ayrton is really showing his teeth here tonight, isn't he? You man, bro, who's invalidated his time now, so he's going to have another bite of cherry now, you man. He's currently 3rd at the moment now, and I think the Fiat is not going to have it all his own way. Camera's going to win this by a nostril. Serious Russia was saying then. Of course, that camera racer who should have and could have won the Austrian Grand Prix, in my humble opinion. And who is that around? That's Adam, who's got off the circuit, and Silent shifting off the circuit as well, but he somehow didn't validate his time there. Adam there is going to be a bit disappointed with that win. I'm not sure, he was on a quick lap there, but I'm not sure if there's an improvement or not then, as he is just crawling back to the pit lane now. Diego's on a lap. We got a Ferrari up there as well. I think there's only one Ferrari in the moment. It's Silent shifting there, just getting right out of the way at the moment. Now, good stuff indeed. I see a Haas car also coming around as well. Diashi was looking strong in the first qualified session. And this is a restart of lobby. If anyone who's just joined us, then anyone who's just joined us in this race tonight, of course, as we had a couple of issues then, and the lobby stalled at the end of qualifying one, unfortunately. So we've gone for a more condensed qualifying session here, so enjoy this one, because I'm certainly having to field start this lap as well. Ayrton is just on an in lap at the moment. I'm just taking a look to see who else is out there at the moment. We have got a Billet there who's quick down the back straight. You mad bro is invalidated this time, unfortunately. I think Silent Shift is also invalidated as well, so he's going to stick with Billet then. The second intermediate split time comes up now then, and it's 9800 second up for Billet. He is not going to get past Diashi at the moment, so he's going to have a major decent. You mad bro is in the he's in the pit wall. You mad bro is in the pit wall, unfortunately there. So that is our first victor there, going into the pit wall. You mad bro, the Grand Prix winner from last week, is out of the race. Oh goodness gracious me then. I know that is not good, is it there? As a Billet there is yes, there he is. He's gone right into the wall there. He's gone into the Tick Pro barrier. He's out of qualifying now. And Billet has found 4 tenths of a second. He's 9 fastest on the grid then. Oh, you mad bro is going to be kicking himself, I think, after that one there. So he's going to be very unhappy as well about that one. Theo is found 5,500 second in the Ferrari at the moment. Theo is going for his 5th pole position of the season there. Theo is in the Ferrari, really starting to ramp up these pole positions, isn't he? Theo was going for a hat-trick of Russia, Singapore, and then Japan as well. But Ayrton there really steamed out of nowhere and stole that pole position. It was a fantastic time there from Ayrton. Ayrton going for his 2nd pole position of his career as well. But what about Theo? Across the line there, Theo is 2nd fastest, inches closer to Ayrton by 7/100ths of a second away from Ayrton at the moment. They're very much nip and tuck. This is what we want to see in bronze. 7 tenths of a second up. This is much better from Diash then. Is Diash going to join the party? He has joined the party. He is still in the 32s, but he's a whisker away there. Look at those top 3 then. Less than a tenth of a second separates Ayrton, Theo, and Diash. Goodness me. Get your snacks out. This is going to be fantastic. Really good. We got Cameron Racer there just coming down the back straight. There's a long old back straight. It's down here. We had an interesting smash there last night in the Red Bulls there. Cameron Racer's got 10th of a second up in the 2nd split time. We got Alpha Tari who's currently on that at the moment. Now we've also got Billet there crawling back to the pit, so we've got to stick with Billet's teammate at the moment. Cameron Racer riding a bit of the outside curb there. Lovely curbage. I do enjoy a bit of curbage. And going into 18 as well for Camaro. Now into 90 as well. Don't want to drift too wide out there, because that is a track extension. There's a track invalidation there, which means that you're going to be slapped with a lap deletion there. The camera across the line there. Also now into 4 fast. You mad bro might be tumbling here then. This is a major problem for you mad bro. So of course he's got at the lower end of the championship at the moment. My golly gosh said. Challer's on the lap at the moment, and Ayrton is still the pole position, is still the pole center at the moment. Gunnar saying, "Oh, going back out, so keep away, Sean." Oh goodness me, then. So I'm going to stay away from Gunnar. Then it's Gunnar's waiting until the very end, then before we're throwing out. He's still on the medium tires. Gunnar is then. I think everyone else at the moment is out on track on the soft tires. I'm going to stay away from Gunnar, so I don't cause him any kinds of rifts there. Well, this is not going as well as I wanted to. At least my helmet is looking good then as well. And I'll have a look at Silent's helmet in a minute. I do love a good helmet. Here is Shatters down the back straight there. Currently in 10th position, Shatters is there. Shatters is does have flashes of brilliance, don't he, about him. He is 10th at the moment there in the classification. I think he could do a bit better than that for Shatters there. We didn't see too much of his first time. He did do much wrong in his first time, did he, Shatters? So I'm wondering if it was just more of getting his bearings about him. 2 minutes to go in this session, and yellow flag at the top of the hill there. Camera is going for for another bite of cherry, I think, that it was up Bill. I can't see which one it is. Both McLarens there is also out on track almost simultaneously. I wonder if they might be practicing the slipstream here. However, they haven't got much time though, so one of them is going to have to play the team game if they're going to do that. Oh, the final turn then for Shadows across the line. He goes 9 fast and on the 5th row of the grid there for Shadows. He has got time for one more run, but has he got the harvesting done right then? Is it going to be enough? Camero is back in the pit said, so Camero is full fast and there's a wheel on the pit apron there. As unfortunately that's Umadbro down in 5th position. Now that's the best Umadbro is going to be doing here tonight. And Diego is just starting this up then, so Diego is starting this up. Camera racer is going to be full fast instead. We got a Red Bull of Vintage also starting this lap then, so here we go then. This is going to be fast and furious stuff. And Adam, who's on a harvesting lap here then, so he slowed right down before going as well. Ariel is just said hi, good evening Ariel, I hope you are. Adam going across the line and he is about to start his lap then, so let's see what he can do then. Shadows there is on the back straight. Swanshanks is just starting his lap then, so we're going to stick with Joseph there, and there's another Aston Martin of Gunnar out on track as well. Fig Art is on an outlaps. Also we got Silent Shift on an outlap as well. Adams off the track in turn 2. He's out of qualifying unfortunately there, so that is not good at all unfortunately. Joseph is really tailed off here. I'm wondering then if he is going to have one more major bite of cherry. He's got to make sure he stays out of the way of that very quick incoming Alpha Tari here, because I think Shadows are going for 2 laps in succession here. This may not help his Earth though, because I think he's going to lose an abundance amount of time there. Rob is saying then it's an amateur mistake there from him unfortunately, as now we're going into the final couple of corners as well then. Out of the final turn then for Shadows coming over the line then, and what does Shadows do? He stays at 9 faster, but he's got 3/10 of a second improvement there. I think that he'll be very happy with that one. Theo then, who's Diashi has not made it to the line now. Diashi's not made it to the line at all, so he is going to be third then, and I think that is a major blow there for Diashi, because I was thinking then that Diashi is going to be involved in the pole position fight, and Diego goes 10 faster than the Mercedes there, and he is in the top 10 then, so Diego may be happy with that then. Very happy indeed. The Red Bull has abandoned his time then, the Vintage, so he's going to be 12th on the grid then when it all is said and done then. Swanshanks there is currently 6/10 of a second up there. That will get him in front of Vintage then if he carries on this momentum at the moment there. As you mad bro, because Rob is you mad bro, by the way. Thank you very much for the clarity there, Rob. Is I was actually scruffing around to see. Oh, Shadows there is invalidated his time, and it was 1.2 seconds quicker. He would have been would have been around the top 10 area, and that is a shame then. Ayrton's 300 a second up then. Ayrton's got pole position, and he comes across the line, and Ayrton improves. He has lowered the bar, Ayrton, as he's on pole position. Here comes Gunnar, hasn't had time to say, stayed on the medium tires there. Gunnar goes 14 fastest. What about Solid Shift, and then across coming up to the line, so 3/10 second improvement. Solid Shift and goes full fast. He's on the second row of the grid. Fantastic. What about Billet then out of the fall? Turns right, coming through thick and fast here. And Billet 9 fast. He's back in the top 10. Diego's dropped out to 11th now. Joseph is invalidated this time. He was a 10th for a second up in the second split time. And Joseph's going to be kicking himself with that one. Diashi unfortunately didn't make the line there. Theo is invalidated his time there. And what about Shadows? He's also invalidated as well. So it is Ayrton pole position there for the second time in 2 races. Wow, good stuff indeed there for Ayrton there. He is really on song then here at the final stage of the Bronze Championship, and this is what he needs to do if he wants to get promoted to silver for next season. Magnificent, magical stuff indeed there for Ayrton. His second pole position of his career in ALR Bronze. And well, I gotta say, pretty impressive there from the McLaren driver. Second pole position of his career, second pole position of the season as well then for Ayrton. Really good stuff indeed then. Now he's starting from the front. He did so well in Japan last week, but this is a completely different circuit. Theo is alongside him on row 1 though. Theo would not want to get involved in Ayrton too much then, although I don't think there, because Theo has got a job to do tonight, hasn't he? By the way, yes, Rob is you mad bro, so I'm glad he's clarified that, because I was ruffling around because I was sure I was like, who's Rob? We have also got Serious One said, hey up antenna, sorry, I couldn't help it there. We have got Diash saying it could be Paul, but still so much time at Silent Sifter saying, let's go McLaren. And Wilson saying that yes, McLaren is, of course, the joint constructor is very much alive and kicking in the comments there. Ayrton now standing very proudly on the left hand side screen. He's He's on pole position of 2/10 of a second. That's 2 in 2 weeks there for Ayrton. And he is 2/10 of a second in front of Theo, who is second there with Diashi in third position. Diashi thought he would have been able to get pole, but unfortunately he couldn't today. With Silent shifting in fourth, both McLaren's looking strong. Then Camera Racer in fifth with Umad Bro in sixth. Joseph Adam in seventh and eighth. From ninth and 10th is Bullet and Shadows, and that's the top 10. And Diego in 11th position. All the top 10 runners on soft tires. Vintage 12th, Sean Shanks 13th, Gunnar 14th, Felipe Alibi. Equals and Wash Malinado completes the whole full grid here tonight then. But let's happy with that then, because he's done a better time than last time around. Fresh Tough has said, go on Theo, good stuff indeed there. Of course, I'm not going to say his proper name out there. Well, their proper name out there. Good grief, I love the name though, fantastic. Scooby Shoot saying, you mad bro with WWE's RVD then. I'm glad that someone pointed that out then, because I was actually I actually had in my head then Rob Van Dam's theme song there, but I'm not going to sing it then, because of course this is not ALR's Got Talent. This is ALR Bronze tonight, isn't it? We're on the cusp of maybe Theo becoming the champion as well. Thank you, 30 viewers at the moment. Brilliant stuff indeed there, as you're all here tonight then to witness potentially history as well then. I have said it before, I'm saying it again, and since I've been on there I've said it numerous times then, but Theo could be crowned the youngest ever ALR champion in history tonight then, so that history is very much could be in the making here tonight then in the United States then. So we had a bit of a different qualifying session there. We had a short qualifying, didn't we? Now we're racing for the start of the United States Grand Prix. We're not racing just yet, of course, because that was a very mellow and not dramatic start there. Ayrton pole position for 2 times in a row now. The top 11 on the soft tyres, and everyone else is on the medium tyres then. So that is the tyre strategy around here. We have not got a hard tyre in sight then. Of course, we are not expecting the hard tyres here. They seem to just be not quick enough around here, do they? So the top 11 then will probably be wanting to go to the soft to the medium tyre then, probably around between lap 10 and 13-ish then, and then the medium runners then are probably going to try and extend the medium tires to lap 16, 17 or maybe even 18 then, and do the opposite then. That is what I am thinking then. As Stuart saying, but ALR does have talent. Sean, so sing then. Well, if I am going to sing, I'm probably going to sing more of a kind of a proper 80s ballad, something like that. Then as I scream my lungs out there. That was certainly turn the viewers off, wouldn't it? 28 laps around here. Then let's actually go for the grid then, because I've been talking absolute nonsense, haven't I, for the first 3/4 of this lap around here, or 2/3 of the lap, I should say. Then Ayrton pole position for two races in a row now. Good stuff indeed there for Ayrton. Really in a rich run of form then, as he's trying to hold on to that the final promotion spot set. He's currently second in the championship. Theo has got a job to do tonight, and he just needs to hang on, doesn't he, to the top 3 position there to be crowned the champion. Lovely George Russell-esque helmet. Diashi in third position. Diashi near the bottom of the championship there, as he has been a driver, a super sub, a reserve, a driver again then for Diashi. He is flying the flag for Haas in a home Grand Prix. Solid shifting in fourth position there. Camera Racer in fifth. Great to see him at the top there. You mad bro crash coming into the pit lane. An amateur mistake, Rob said in the comments there. Joseph in seventh position. He can't keep these two apart. Incredible. There's final in Japan as well. Adam in his first ever bronze race in 8th position. The butterflies maybe the size of eagles. 9th position is Bullet. 10th position is Shadows. Diego just outside the top 10. 11th position, but he has fresh soft tyres. Vintage in 12th position. Swan Shanks is 13th. Gunnar in 14th. And we got Felipe in 15th there, with Diashi in 16th and Equals 17th. 18th is Welsh Maldonado. We're about to get racing then for the United States Grand Prix. Revs are starting to build up. There is a shot for the nose cone here of Ayrton. Look at how wide turn 1 is. It is so inviting, isn't it, for the driver's set? And there it is. So when are the red lights going to come on then? We're looking up then. Look at those lights then. There they come then. They're coming on now then. We have 4, we have 5 sets of lights come on. There's a pause. And we are racing here in the United States. And Ayrton gets away splendidly well, but Theo don't. And Theo is going to defend there, but Silent Shifting is dived on the inside and taken. Theo is a McLaren 1-2. As is there's a terrible start from Diashi. There's an appalling start from Diashi. And Diashi's dropped down from a second to fourth as well. Camera racer Numabro also fighting his way down. Numabro's had to back out that. There's a Haas scampering across there. Diashi has dropped from 3rd to 10th in a matter of a couple laps. No, make that 15th finish as well. I've got cramp in my side. Hang on a minute. Ayrton there is yellow flagged in the background. Swan Shanks is off the circuit, unfortunately, but apart from that, is it a clean start? It's a beautiful start then. Equals is up 6th position as well. Felipe up 6th as Welsh Maldonado also making it 6th. Well, goodness me, 6 of the best from the back of the grid then. Ayrton leads with Silent Shift in 2nd there. Theo in 3rd position. I wonder what McLaren are going to do. It's a McLaren 1-2 here. That's the perfect start. Are McLaren going to play any team games with Ayrton there fighting for the final promotion spot then? What is Silent Shifting going to do then? Are they going to work together, or are they going to be oh goodness me, is Adams on the outside then? So Felipe's on the inside. He's not a shy driver, Felipe isn't he? He's upset with this, but Adam they're all flipping the bird there on Felipe now as he just dived back up the inside and is back for an 8th position there. Is Felipe on a look on the inside? Not quite. Diashi is struggling now, but he is back in the 13th position there. That's contact there as Shadows there making a bit of contact then, as you can see, as lap 1 completed that. Ayrton is kept the lead then from Silent Shift in 2nd, and I think Theo in 3rd position. I think this is still good enough for Theo to be crowned the champion today. By the way, do not quote me on that because I'm going to have to get the calculator out later, I think. Ayrton in a Silent Shift and then are currently leading the way then. Theo is in 3rd position, but Camaro is 4th. Pit lane drama is into the pits. There comes Shadows after only 1 up on the soft tires. Both Alpha Tauri and it's double duty then in the pit lane there for the Italian team. Theo is just trying to get away. And this is where the field spread is really going to be abundantly clear. There's a lot of dirty air coming off the back of these cars there, and there is the pit lane strategy. I don't think it's going to be a 2-stopper today. AWS then, I'll be surprised unless of course we have some safety cars or anything like that. Equals now to 11th position. Look at the top 3 there, it's starting to condense on each other. Now on to the back straight as well. If Equals wins, I'm phoning the police. Whoop whoop, that's the sound of the police. So Ayrton down the back straight as we have got Ayrton, who's very much in trouble, and this is before the DRS as well. So I was talking about maybe the McLaren team may start to play some games here, but Silent Shifting is having none of it. Silent Shifting would love to get a 2nd Grand Prix win under his belt this season, and of course as McLaren would love to really home in on that Constructors Championship as well, because they're 4th at the moment, don't they? So they do need some good points there, don't they? As of course, as that 2nd seat of McLaren has been a bit of musical chairs, hasn't it? Silent Shifting is just keeping within track. Camaro's, oh gosh, he's off the circuit. That's a huge incident there for Camera Racer. Out of the race then. It's a virtual safety car. I think it's too early for anyone to come into the pits at this moment then. Well, just like I say that, we got Billett and Adam coming into the pits then. So yes, they are coming into the pits then. It's a cheap pit stop, isn't there, to come in the pits and when they virtual safety cars out. So Adam's in the pits and Billett in the pits as well, and they're going to go on to the medium tires as well. And now going on to the hard tires. And what about Bullet? He's on the medium tires before coming out of the pits as well. 1 retirement already, and that's Camera Racer. And that's such a shame then for the George most experienced driver in bronze history, along with Ayrton. What a shame there. And that is an actual shame indeed then. Gurman didn't appreciate my police siren there, unfortunately. So he's comparing me to Emerson there, which I find absolutely abysmal. We've got Silent Shift and McLaren should work together. Clip it, Gurman, clip it. I think the McLaren probably should work together here, potentially, Ben, but of course Silent Shifted is a Grand Prix winner. Ayrton's a Grand Prix winner as well. It's very much Alonso and Button-esque in the McLaren, very much Hamilton and Button-esque in the McLarens in the early 2010s, isn't it? How are you going to tell Grand Prix winners how to work together in a league race? It's absolutely impossible to do, isn't it? Of course, as these drivers are about one thing, they're about winning, and of course that is what they're here for. Maldonado has as Diego's just back in front there as Equals dropped down to for Maldonado, and Equals are doing a great job coming through the field at the moment. There's medium tyres now for Felipe, for Maldonado and for Equals then, so they're on the medium compound tyres, and the highest runners on the medium compound tyres. Adam's going to the hard tyres now, so Adam's going to the hard tyres, and there's me saying that we ain't going to see the hard tyres, but Adam there is proved me completely wrong there and showing how much of a fool I am when it comes to strategy calls. That for of the race that DRS has been enabled. Then it was enabled the last lap, actually, wasn't it? Here is Maldonado. Then, of course, she was a former Williams driver, and she is now a reserve driver at the moment in ALR, and she is returned back to where it all began. Then it returned back to she returned back to bronze, hasn't she? Here tonight. It's good to see her back in bronze as well. As a Troy saying, I guess I'm the only one then. So I think I missed the comment there, Troy. Well, maybe he might be the only one, but I'm not sure what he's the only one on there for Troy. Of course, Troy, who had a fantastic race in the last 2 races in gold, hasn't he? His 2 best results of his career in ALR gold so far for Troy. Things are really starting to look up there, but unfortunately, whilst Troy's starting to really turn around, Emerson in the gold championship is currently 35 points away from German. And the McLaren team are very much looking on the ascendancy as well. Hards are awful around here, young Tommy is saying there. So Adam now may be struggling at this stage of proceedings. But we'll find out that Gunnar is dropped down into 13th there as Alibi is just moving himself over to 12th position now. Good overtake there from Alibi. Gunnar dropping down the order then in a 13th position. But it's a long race and it's a slog, isn't it? This one is. Joseph and Umabro meet again then here in USA then. And Sirius was saying don't use hards there. Sirius might should be saying as well, but we've got one driver on hards already in terms of Adam. I think that we'll see how Adam's progression goes. And he's 7/10 of a second. No, he isn't. He's a 10th of a second behind the Billet at the moment. I'm really putting pressure on his Billet. Has gone wide there into turn 17, and this is what Adam wants. We got to Umabros just got by as well, and so yes, he has got by. Good overtaking there, and we've also got Diego getting past as well. But I'm looking for this one here. Then his Billet there has still got past, and Diego has dropped down 2 positions there because oh gosh, there, and Adam's gone right to the back of Billet there, and I think he may have damaged the car as he's trying to come into the pit lane. He has come into the pit lane there. Oh dear, then that's not good. That's not good at all. Welshman has now got past E-Class as well and moved herself up into 7th position there. Good time there for a good overtake there from Welshman. Now that I assume it is anyway, because it must be a good overtake to overtake there. Oh. Where's she gone? She's roll off the circuit there, Maldonado is, and she's got major problems there. The Williams driver has there. She had a good overtake, and she's just thrown it all away there. So major issues there for the Williams driver. And she gained 1 position, got up to 7th, and then she just wandered off the circuit there. Wonder if she got a bit distracted there, going down the inside side shift. We don't want the McLarens coming to blows, do we? We don't want them in Canada 2020, 2011 now, do we? When Hamilton and Button came to blows. I just compared them to the two Brits there fighting. Of course, 2 Brits there, mobile Grand Prix winners, weren't they, in the McLaren team between 2010 and 12? Ayrton and Science Shifton are multiple Grand Prix winners as well in multiple categories there. It's Ayrton won in silver, and Science Shifton, I think, is won in gold. I'm going to have to get my old stat book out, I think. Don't quote me on that one. 4 laps already here, young Tommy saying, and just note the camera's out then as well. And yes, unfortunately, camera had a big smash as well. Yes, I think I read those comments the wrong way round. Gunner's in the wall, and that's the same place as where camera is, and this time it's a safety car. And I think we might be seeing some drivers coming in the pits there. Gunnar out of the Grand Prix, unfortunately, and that is a major blow there for Gunnar, isn't there? Unfortunately, so he's in the relegation zone at this moment in time. Then, so you have 2 retirements already then on lap 6 then. Ayrton leads the race then. Solon Shifton in second with Theo in third position there. As it stands about then, Theo will be on 180 points then, which means I think is enough for him to be crowned the champion here today then. So I think that is the case as well. But we may be on air for slightly longer then, whilst I get my old calculator out then. But I think at this moment in time, Theo needed to score 14 points then to be out of reach of any other driver here tonight, and so far Theo is doing just that then. Ayrton warning off the circuit there. He may get a warning for that then. That's a bit of a cheap warning there for Ayrton. Into the pit side comes the AlphaTauri as goodness me, that is Adam there has just come out of the pit last time around then. AlphaTauri have done 4 pit stops already so far in this race. Goodness me, they're very they're all fit there. It's very hot here in Austin today. Swan Shanks is in and out there, shaking all about, and he's on old medium tires there. Swan Shanks, he's done 2 laps on those already. However, Swan Shanks will not need to come back in. And Troy saying, "I'll box for hards now." Young Tommy saying, "How did you crash there?" To be honest, I've crashed there when I got on the AstroTurf bed, but I am a bit wild on the old accelerator pedal. Troy saying, "Hopeful no more safety cars." Then serious mention now. We can now mention Gunnar. He's out then. Troy saying, "Mediums made a silent shift. It's got a 3-second penalty for mobile warnings, and this is a painful blow for silent shifting because he's going to have to QB on this. The problem with having 2 drivers that are so quick there as well. Look, Ayrton's on the medium compound tires, and he's now coming out of the pits, and Felipe takes the lead then. And I think Equals is also staying out as well. Everyone on medium tires should be staying out there, but they've now got to get and Billet's got a 3-second penalty as well. Theo is now second behind Ayrton then. So Ayrton there, just behind Maldonado then. Diego staying out on the soft tires, and Theo in 6th position, Mad Bro in 7th. Joseph 8, silent shifting there is down into 9th position. He's got a penalty as well. Diashi in 10th position there. Silent shifting also on soft tires as well, and that means he's guaranteed to come back into the pits. Troy is saying that the medium tires might not make it to the end, and mediums are going to be dead at the end. Young Tommy is saying, "Hards, Troy, of your mediums." Says it's silent shift. Hang on a minute. I think I've read that completely wrong. I apologise, Silent. Serious mission now. I need to get my bearings back, don't I? Goodness gracious me, what an action-packed start here. Here in the United States Grand Prix. Really impressive stuff indeed. Felipe leads. Second is Equals. Third is Diego. Maldonado is in 4th bed. Medium tires for 3 of the 4 drivers. And Diego is on the soft tire here. He's elected not to come to the pits. And Diego, so he's all about the track position here then. So the highest runner to stop then is Ayrton. He has gone medium tires, whilst Theo, you mad bro, silent shifting, Vintage has gone soft tires then. As Felipe is doing something there. I'm not really sure what he was doing there, to be honest. Of course, we've had a lot of drivers there. We've had a couple of drivers. He's not happy with the safety car, but it looks Bernd Mylander is maybe being a bit slow here, and Felipe is. I think Felipe there is just trying to signal to Bernd Mylander to speed up potentially then at this stage. Just going back to the strategy calls then. So soft tires for silent shifting for Vintage, for you mad bro, for Theo, and so those are the drivers that come in the pits, and everyone else is on the medium tires. So the likes of Ayrton, Joseph, Diashi, and Alibi, and Billets have all and the Shadows have all gone at medium tires, and Adam as well. And albeit he's on a slightly different strategy at the moment. As Felipe has been a bit of erratic under the safety car at the moment, isn't he? Good gosh, sir. I'm not sure what that is then. Adam there is just coming into the pits then again then. So he's in the pits, Adam is there. So he's in the midfield here. Then we've got 2 drivers out with penalties so far. 3-second penalties for side shifting and for Billet at the moment. Remember, penalties are quite crucial in this race as well. So into the pits now comes Adam then as he slows down. Not as fast as it was last night. And some medium tires on again then. That's new medium tires for the Williams driver. Still quite dirty out there. Felipe is going to be DQ'd if he keeps that up then. Young Tommy is also saying the same thing as well then. Serious pressure. They're not scared. Gunnar laugh out loud then. Goodness gracious me then. So just now on board with Adam at the moment now, who is currently just coming out the pits there on medium tires as well then. So Felipe, who is just trying to warm up those tires at the moment now, and I think he's being very erratic on the safety car, isn't he, though? Goodness gracious me. Diego on soft tires here. I'm wondering if he may be regretting coming to pits. And having said that, the soft tires he's extending this stint now, so maybe a bit more comfortable than the medium runners that came into the pits under this safety car towards the end then. And just as Troy saying, Phillips the Leeds player. I think he's a cracking player, Phillips, isn't he? Is it Calvin Phillips or Kevin Phillips? No, Kevin Phillips is the Southampton legend. Because I think that Kevin Phillips was the top goal scorer in the Premier League in 2000 or something like that. I love that bit of information. Goodness me. Anyway, so Felipe then, hopefully we'll have the lights covered off and we'll be back green here in the USA as well. Thank you very much for everyone that is joining the stream tonight. very happy indeed that you're joining me tonight then, as very much keeping me company on this very brisk Tuesday afternoon or Tuesday evening here in ALR Bronte. Of course, it's scorching out there in Austin, Texas, as we're just waiting for the safety car Birdman Lander then to scarper off into the distance. There he goes. I know we'll be back racing in just a minute then. Felipe has been eager to get going in this one, as he's been very erratic behind the safety car. I'm wondering if he's a bit nervous about Ayrton and Co. Then Ayrton doesn't need to come in again. I think Theo and you, Matt Brown, Silent Shift then all needs to come back into the pits there. So Ayrton doesn't need to come to the pits. And how quick or slow is that going to be in terms of strategy then? Because the drivers on the soft tires are going to have to make up 20 odd seconds or so. Because I think it's about how long is it into the pit lane? It's about 20 to 25 seconds if I'm not very much mistaken then. And is Felipe has got a default helmet, that's why then. Yes, it's indeed that. And he's going to go in a minute then. He is not gone just yet. And now we're racing and now we're going then. So it's right to the line there. Of course, that is in the rules there, because the lead car does become the de facto safety car. Malnada defending from Diego. No chin, she's attacking Diego. Whereas Theo's on the outside. We had an almighty shut last night, and we could have another one here. There's your Mavro sticking up the inside there. And good, my golly gosh, so there's a car off, his bullet off in the background there, as Diego is really being swamped now. Is he there? Where is the top leaders? How they are? There's Felipe, Ferrari of A-Quads, and then we got Malnada. Then we got Scooter Self Session. Then we got Welsh Malnada, Diego, Ayrton, and Theo. And look, there's Theo in the background there. He is on the prowl. You mad bros, have a look at that. You mad bros, have a look at that attacking Theo. Of course, he knows that Theo is in championship winning position, and Theo's trying to get into championship winning position, isn't he? So that is why the you mad bro may be able to take liberties against the Ferrari driver, then, because Theo is not going to defend too hardly, I don't think. And Ayrton having a look on the inside of that Mercedes there. I know, I think he's got through. Diego doing a great job actually defending that. Theo is on the outside then, and he is on the outside. Then we've also got Ayrton fighting with Diego as well. You mad bro's got a 3-second penalty, and goodness me, and Theo is on the inside again. Two cars there, and now also Silent Shift is through as well, makes his way up to 6th position. You mad bro has been hung out to dry there, hasn't he? And he's dropping down the order. You mad bros as well. You mad bro trying to come back out. Where's Diego dropping down into 8th position now? So Diego and you mad bro, both Mercedes, and that exchange there got really badly hurt in that one, unfortunately. Out of the final turn then on lap 11, and we've got more yellow flags out there. Someone's off the track there. That's one of the Red Bulls there. And we've also got, Shadows is off as well. Alibi is off. What is going on? Going into the pit lane now, or just on the exit there. That looks a bit messy there. Joseph and Diego are also going side by side as well. Remember, Wilson and Clark, he had an almighty shut in there last night, didn't they? Now Joseph's through up into 8th position, passes the Mercedes driver, and away he goes. Lovely. Here is Ayrton, who's really putting the pressure on Malnada at the moment. Ayrton looking very short on yellow flag. Then is Alibi is off the circuit, and he's just got off bullets in the pits as well. Ayrton's going up the inside, not quite, and Diashi is also having a look at Diego. Diashi up the inside, and he is now in 9th position. Diashi there lost an abundance amount of time, didn't he? And he is on the back straight. Ayrton's got past Malnada and moved himself in the 3rd position there. Ayrton very much is a different kind of machine at the moment, isn't he? In qualifying, trim and in race as well. Becca's on, Malnada's so look, that's a Ferrari. Oh, that's a McLaren as well. A Silent Shift. Theo does not want to get passed by the softer shot car of Silent Shifted, does he there? As of course he got by in the pit stop as well. Silent Shifted is just going on the outside. No, he's just following the Ferrari around at the moment. Look at this conga line now. It is starting to form that. Remember, the Theo is not backing out. Remember, the Theo is fighting for the championship here tonight, isn't he? But goodness me, he is not backing off of any stretch of imagination, is he? Good stuff indeed then. Into the final turn then as well. Theo should get more traction here, more purchase. He does, but Malnada doing a great slingshot for that final turn then. DRS has been enabled there, so it'll be enabled down the back straight, and then Theo's up the inside. Then Malnada may not have anything in her arsenal then to fight that when she does it. And now Malnada's dropped down to 5th position. Then we've got 2 retirements in this race so far. It's Schooner and Camaro. This race so far, 2 of the most experienced drivers in all of ALR, unfortunately. Not having a good day here tonight then. Gap in the front is 2/10 of a second, then Ayrton's now less than a tenth of a second away as well. Look, Ayrton is all over the back of the front two here, and look, Theo is also trying to, Theo needs to get past Ayrton here if he wants to make this strategy work. He is on the soft tyres, Theo is in, so he's going to have to think about getting past, and solid shift in, up into 5th position as well then. Oh goodness gracious me, then down the back straight then, and look at this, and here's Ayrton then, he's got past one of the Ferraris, there we go then, equals, and using DRS, that was where, no, I think Felipe is a bit too far ahead of Ayrton at the moment, going down the inside. Ayrton is, that is going to be a pinch point then, but Ayrton is having a sniff there, yellow flagging free, Billy is off the circuit, and as he is just trying to come into the pits then, back in the front, then Ayrton is fighting, is he going to fall lunch here? Not quite then, there's also equals involved as well. Welshman has got a 3-second penalty, that's the Ford driver with a penalty at the moment. Oh my golly gosh said. Wow, so Ayrton then of course there needs to make hay whilst these tires are fresh as a daisy, as a Welshman Nado and you mad bro. Oh, Ayrton going into the back there as Welshman Nado and you mad bro are very close. I hope Ayrton hasn't damaged the front wing then. He's very eager to get past, and Felipe is there, but I hope I hope he hasn't been too eager. Ayrton takes the lead of the United States Grand Prix. Equals is having a look there on the inside. Felipe at the moment though, this is very much Ayrton is in the box seats at the moment, isn't he? And that is good news because now his direct rivals are Theo, silent shifting and Umabro all on soft tires. They're trying to storm through the field, hasn't worked out to their advantage just yet. And look at this, the Ferrari drivers are not working together then, are they? Because and look at this, there's Equals and Felipe are not helping out at all then. 3-second penalty then for Adam then near the back of the field. I say the back of the field, it's in 10th position. Oh golly gosh, there the Ferraris, and my goodness me, Theo's having none of it there up the inside there. Theo, he's dived down the inside, magnificent, 2-in-1 for Theo, and he wants the championship, doesn't he? That's a fantastic manoeuvre, but they're coming back on now because Theo has had to double the power, and now Felipe is having a look there. He's going for it, he's having a look on the inside, down into the back straight. Here he is at contact there, and Theo's going to be run out wide. He has been run out wide there. Felipe is really robust there. Theo is going back up the inside. This is brave racing from Theo, and look at solid shifting. He has gone through, they've locked up, and Theo, this is not good. And oh my goodness, another 2 Ferraris, Felipe, and the Ferrari come the blows, and that was not a very good end to that. And what a move from Theo. I'm just in the comments, that was a fantastic manoeuvre. However, is Theo damaged there? He is all over the back of silent shifting. If Theo is not damaged in that exchange, then he is a very lucky driver indeed then. My goodness me, absolutely incredible stuff indeed. You mad bro's got a 3-second penalty then for his troubles then. I think that is a 3-second penalty then for you mad bro going into turn 1 there. And look at this, and what is you mad bro going to do? I think Theo's for wing is okay actually, believe it or not. That's incredible indeed. Then that is a fantastic manoeuvre. That might be move of the season. Remember, he had a great move in Belgium, didn't he, in the Bronze Championship last season, and this season he has done something equally as impressive here tonight. Ayrton's now got a 3-second deficit between himself and his teammate, silent shifting as their direct rivals of Equals, and Welshman Adam Felipe and Welshman Felipe, yellow flag in sector 2. Someone is off the circuit now. It's one of the Alpha, that's Billet then, who's having a nightmare race. He's almost been lapped here. Silent shifting again, a bit squirrely on the old rear posterior then, and he is going to be he's going to be very vulnerable down this back straight. Danny Rick likes him vulnerable. What about Theo? He does as well, and he's having his second position. Theo is that's good stuff indeed, but Silent shifting's having none of it. And look at this, oh my goodness me, and incredible stuff. Yellow flag in the background there is when the Mercedes has got issues. There's Diego down in 14th position there. Theo's having his second position there. How incredible. I don't even know how Theo survived all that anarchy that happened around here last time out then. And look at this, Maldonado is fighting off from Diash at the moment. She has got older tyres compared to Diash then, but she is very much not letting Diash through, is she? And why should she? Of course, this is all about racing, isn't it? Goodness gracious me. Ayrton leads then by 3.5 seconds. And his Theo took 2 tenths of a second out there on Ayrton on that final couple on that final sector as well. But Ayrton is currently leading the Grand Prix. Yellow flag and free as Billet is out of the Grand Prix. He's gone off in turn number 19. Then how is that going to play out for strategy now? Diash has just got past Maldonado, moved himself up into 6th position. Maldonado dropping down 7th as well. Equals is now under the caution set. Billet out of the race, and both out for a meal. It's having a bit of a nightmare race, unfortunately. Both are out then before before the halfway mark, unfortunately. Ayrton leads by 3.5 seconds there from Theo in second position there. Silent shifting in third. Umabro in fourth position. Umabro's got 2 3-second penalties, which currently stands at 6 at the moment. And that is not good, is it there? So he's hoping that there ain't going to be a safety car towards the end then. The field spread around here when there's no safety cars is pretty big then. So that might help him out then. As Equals doesn't really defend too hard against Adam then, who is of course on the medium tires. Well, that Mercedes of Umabro having a good old sniff up the inside. There's Joseph. He's on a different compounded tire. He's got medium tires then, along with Diashi and Ayrton, the current race leader. And the soft runners there are starting to drop back from Ayrton then. So Ayrton has now got almost a 4-second lead at this moment in time then. So it is going the right way then for Ayrton at the moment. Brilliant stuff indeed then. Theo in second position. Solid shift in third. Umabro is in fourth position now. And are really fighting on this. Umabro is of course the winner of the Japanese Grand Prix last week. This week then he's very much in a almighty battle here for second, third, fourth and the Grand Prix win as well. There's Ayrton climbing up into turn 1. Here's Umabro and he's alongside Solid Shift. Then Umabro has the pace and he has the legs, he has the track position, and now he is in a third position now. Solid Shift and dropping down the order as Adam has got past Maldonado as well. Maldonado dropping down the order there. 14 laps on the medium tires, and Shadows has got past Vintage as well. So Shadows also getting past Umabro. That's another penalty to add to his tally at the moment. Goodness me, he's collecting them like collectibles at the moment, isn't he? Good gosh, but unfortunately, Umabro, that is going to cost him later on in this race, isn't it? That has almost certainly took him as a factor. He's been taken out of this Grand Prix, I think, half distance now. So we are waiting for the alternative strategy drivers to come into the pit set. So that will be the likes of Maldonado, Equals and Felipe. And Mad Bro is now over to second position now. I don't think Theo's going to fight this one too hard because he knows that Mad Bro is on 9 seconds worth of penalties and at the half distance way. So let's see how this one goes. Tommy's saying I wouldn't be surprised if Phil got damaged. Felipe was way too aggressive. Don't like the shame eat Nightbot, but it worked. Goodness me. Of course, the Nightbot then just popping up every now and again. Just to remind everyone to do don't forget to subscribe and all that kind of jazz. And indeed, then of course, if you like, share and subscribe, there, do the old YouTube malarkey stuff. That would be absolutely fabu. Ayrton leads by 3.5 seconds there from Theo, who is now in third position. But Umabro's got the fast out of the race. He is now in second there. He has 9 seconds worth of penalties. That is Theo carrying damage then in third. At the moment, though, Theo is currently on the cusp of being crowned the world champion of bronze as it stands at the moment, and give or take a few points there. Fourth position is Silent Shifting with fifth position Joseph there. Joseph is on the same strategy now as Ayrton, as we mentioned before. So the alternative strategy then is Maldonado, Felipe, and someone else as well, wasn't it? Oh, and Equals as well, all on the alternative strategy then. Look at those tires that are starting to mark up already. They're on board with Joseph. I don't expect Joseph or Ayrton or Diashi or Adam to come back into the pits at this stage. And so the runners on the soft tires of Umabro, Theo and Silent Shift are going to come back in the pits. Now, I presume they're going to go onto the medium tires, I would have a guess. And so a bit of a sprint race here for those drivers on the soft set. Look at Theo trying to break the slipstream as well, but Silent Shift is on the inside and going for it then. And having a look then, but Theo then, probably Theo feels like a barman. I thought Silent Shift was going to dive up the inside there. And Joseph there doesn't want to get too involved here. But Theo is starting to drop off, and it'd be interesting to see if he has got damage. We'll listen to that at the end of this race as they accelerate, over the curves as well. On board once again then with Silent Shift and then going through turn 18 as well. Seriously, it'd be interesting if Equals goes soft. Don't think he'll make it though into the pits there. Everyone is in the pits, and apart from Umabro, Silent Shift's got a 3-second penalty. He's almost into Theo as well. Very close to going into the back there of Theo. So they've done 9 laps on these soft tires. The Ferrari mechanics are ready for Theo. Then let's see then, are they going to change the nose cone? They are not changing the nose cone. I'm impressed with how the Ferrari is really getting battered and bruised in this race. And Theo is going to have to do some overtaking now, I think, later on this race. And having said that, Equals Maldonado, and I think a couple of drivers will be coming into the pits. And Theo and Silent Shift on the exact same strategy here. They are going for the undercut of of you mad bro. Yeah, Theo must not have too much damage because he decided not to change the front wing at that in that stage of proceedings. Felipe dropping down the order of moment, so he's currently on those tires and it started this race. He started the race on then. Felipe and Maldonado and Equals are still not going to the pits just yet. Then at this stage of proceedings, then Diashi and Adam now are all over the back of Joseph as well. Joseph is about 3.4 seconds away from you mad bro. You mad bro is not going to the pits, but as I mentioned before, that is he's got a 9-second penalty mode, and here's Vintage there, and he is just going for Felipe there, just trying to give him a squeeze there. Vintage is too experienced there. Oh goodness me, and almost wagging the tail there of that Red Bull, and Felipe did well there to see that one coming there. Silent Shifton's got past Theo. Ayrton's got a 3-second penalty there. Oh goodness me, that could be crucial in the outcome of this Grand Prix then for Ayrton. Then he doesn't want to make any more mistakes like that. Ayrton doesn't. He's going to be a bit vulnerable towards the end, and into the pits there comes at you mad bro as well. Silent Shifton getting past Swanshanks there, who's on a bit of a miserable race out there in the Alpha Tower. You mad bro in the pits, and the Mercedes mechanics are just changing the wheels there on the Mercedes, and he's going to come back out. Where is he going to come back out? Into the pits there. We've got a lot of pit action here. Where's you mad bro? He's coming out the pits side. The Mercedes mechanics scampering back into the pits there. There's Silent Shifton coming down the pit straight then, and where you mad bro? He's had a superb outlap. My goodness me, in lap I should say. He is already in 3 miles in front of Silent Shifton. I say miles in well, relative terms. Anyway, he's almost 3 seconds in front. That's fantastic outlap there from you mad bro. That is ridiculous pace indeed then. So also Maldonado has been in the pits, Equal has been in the pits as well, both on soft tires. Felipe has stayed out on the medium tires at the moment, whereas Vintage is still trying to get past the moment. Theo is not letting Silent Shifton go at the moment, as Felipe there, who's just there defending the inside there. So Vintage is trying to go on the outside here at the moment. The 2 Red Bulls there fighting tooth and nail for 6th and 7th at the moment. Felipe on a completely different strategy here. So safety car, a possible safety car, maybe a late safety car possibility there from Silent Shifton. Oh goodness me, they could make contact in the straight there between Felipe and Vintage. Goodness me, as Felipe there very much almost overstepping the mark there, but they've no harm no foul, I suppose, as Equals is now up in 2 length position there, passes on Shanks there. Teammate is just 2.5 seconds in front. I'm not sure the soft medium strategy of Theo and Silent Shifton has worked out to their advantage at this stage of proceedings. However, we'll reserve our judgment until later on in the Grand Prix. So we've also got Maldonado getting past Swanshank as well, as he's struggling. Maldonado in top position. Equals got a 3-second penalty. Theo's got no penalties at all at the moment. That is crucial in this race. At lap 19 out of 28 here in the United States Grand Prix. Adam then is really pushing on from Diaz, and who's in third position. Joseph is currently second one, and that's another penalty there for Adam. Then these penalties are really starting to starting to mount up then as well. We've Serious saying, I see Vintage shaking that ass, and lovely stuff indeed there. Young Tommy, I had a feeling you'll be bringing the puns back there. Oh goodness gracious me, I do love a good old pun day, don't I? Pun day is usually on a Tuesday, isn't there? Of course, in a mark of the former Mercedes driver of Phelan, wasn't there? Really, he was the start of the puns there. Really, they just went on from there. And of course, if with the puns expected, I'm expecting Gurman to pop up in the chat as well in the not too distant future. But let's say in a nightmare race there, told you Equals is doing a 1-stop then, so Equals is going to be quite a formidable driver later on in this race, and in this race at the moment actually, with Welshman are the same as well. Both do have penalties on board. Diaz then, Theo's got past that Silent Shifton again, and this is an almighty scrap between Theo and Silent Shifton then. I am loving this battle indeed. Oh, Theo locking up the inside tire there on these mediums. They ain't going to go too far in this race then. They got 10 laps younger than Ayrton, Joseph, Diashi, and Shadows, who are near the pinnacle of this race. Well, Felipe, I think, is going to be becoming a roadblock in the not too distant future then, as he is a roadblock already to you mad bros. You mad bro trying to get past it. He is on the medium tires and look at this. Oh, Felipe moving under braking there. I'm not really too sure about that one. And he comes out the final turn then, as into the pits comes Vintage there. So that strategy hasn't worked too well to his advantage there. Felipe dropping down into 7th position now. A very robust defender there from Felipe, isn't it? Goodness gracious me. That Billet saying good luck in the next race. And I feel I need more praise. And I think that this might be just a one-off Billet then, because it's a tough old circuit. This one is, and it's really it's to be honest, it's a track that I've never gone by that either. It's serious to say we all have them, Billet. Yeah, just keep going. And yes, indeed, then it's a tough circuit. This one is there, and it's very difficult as well. If you get a penalty, then they start to roll on, don't they? As Ayrton has had a mighty last couple of laps there. He's pulled out almost half a second to 0.8 of a second there on Joseph. As Joseph, Diashi and Adam there starting to once again get a bit scrappy of each other, which is going to be delighted out up in front of them. He's got a 3-second penalty, so just needs to make sure that the time gap does not go under 3 seconds there. But Joseph, who does not have a penalty, Diashi has a penalty, and Adam has a couple of penalties as well. Shadows has no penalties. He could be on course for Diashi there on a squirrel on the in turn 18 there, and almost losing the car. Theo is gosh, now we got more action there. Theo is in major penalty. Look at this, it's Felipe. That's going to be contact. Oh no, and that is not good. Oh goodness me, no dear. Theo's been taken out from Felipe, and I think that's the last time we're going to be seeing Felipe in the in ALR, unfortunately. That is not good at all, unfortunately. Felipe has very much been towing a line, and unfortunately this safety car has really thrown a spanner in the works. I don't even know what was the cause of that then, but Theo is out of the United States Grand Prix, and that is not good at all. And Alaboy is happy because he's got a safety car here that has changed the That's changed the face of the Grand Prix, hasn't it? Really, and I'm expecting I'm expecting quite a strongly worded message there. Unfortunately, Felipe's already left the drivers' chat then, so there we go. Ayrton leads the Grand Prix, and this has really ruined Ayrton's race. So it may have also caused issues for Joseph Diashi as well. Shatters in 5th position, you mad bro in 6th, Science Shift in 7th position. Who is going to come in the pits and Theo out of the Grand Prix? And really, I feel very sorry for him for Theo. Theo was on a great old battle. Theo, don't get me wrong, now Theo is very robust in his attack and defence there, but he never. Sometimes he oversteps the mark, sometimes, but every driver oversteps the mark. Goodness me, I think everyone in the field has overstepped the mark once or twice, don't they? But as Theo has been disqualified, then so Liam is just to crack the whip. Then Felipe is not a part of this race anymore, so it's going to be very much a Schumacher-esque end here, and that's a shame now from Felipe, isn't it? It really is indeed. That Diego there just coming out of the pits as well, and so Ayrton in the pits then, so he's going to throw on a fresh set of soft tyres now, but we'll see how this one plays out for Ayrton. And Joseph in the pits, Diash in the pits, Adam in the pits as well, so it's completely changed the face then, so I think that this may help Ayrton as well. Look how dusty the pit apron is then. Joseph also in the pits as well. Theo's just commented saying I'm done then, and yes, understandably, isn't it really then? That's appalling racing to say the very least, not from Theo's perspective then, not by any stretch of imagination at all. Theo was this was a important day for Theo today, and he has just been Theo thought that this is an important day for Theo today, and unfortunately it's kind of just kind of been unraveled there. Silent Shifting there stayed out on the medium tyres, and 4-lap old medium tyres for Silent Shifting there, equals on 3 laps, same with Welshman as well. Diashi, Adam, Shadows all coming to the pits, and Vintage is staying out. He's just gone on a new pair of quad of boots then as well, as he's now going up into turn 1 then. Yes, 13 cars remain in this Grand Prix. Ayrton leads and on new soft tyres. Just taking a look at the penalties out there. You Mad Bro's got 9 seconds of penalties. Ayrton's got 3 seconds. Joseph's got no penalties at all at the moment now. Silent Shifting's got 9. Equals got 3. Malnado 3. Diashi 3. 6 for Adam. Shatters, Vintage, and Swanshanks in Alibi. No penalties at all. And Felipe is not in the race. And Diego has got 3 seconds of penalties as well. Then we're now just down the back straight as well. And Theo left the session there, so that's unfortunate. No, it's just absolutely no. So that's not even wretched luck, is it? Really? I mean, really, that's just I don't know what to say really. It's out of the pits now comes Diashi. He's currently in 12th position at the moment, then, so we've only got 13 cars left. Ben, it's been a bit of an interesting race as well. So just want to say, still races to come. Theo, we'll have a look at the championship predicament then for Theo going into United States Grand Prix, but. at the moment, and with I think his challenge will still be the same as it is here tonight, then, isn't it? Really, is he's still got to score. I think it would still be he needs to score third position or higher to win the world championship in a race time in Mexico, doesn't he? So he's still got 4 races to go, Theo has, but he was on course for doing a good for a good race. Was doing a good race, wasn't he? Because look, Simon Shifton was in 4th and Theo was in 5th. Simon Shifton and Theo was having a cracking Grand Prix battle between those two. Really, I was enjoying that one as well. So that's why I'm mostly angry, is because my entertainment's been completely has been stolen away from me. But of course, I think the field should be a lot more angry because. Basically because he's been cost of a potential championship, hasn't he, here tonight? So just now watching Ayrton at the moment. And Ayrton has driven a superb race. This is 2 weeks in a row now. Ayrton's drove a superb race, hasn't he? Absolutely fantastic stuff indeed. Then, so 2 races in a row now for Ayrton. But hopefully the safety car. Hopefully he's learned his lesson right, because he got disqualified, didn't he? And once again, it's Ayrton, Bro, and Joseph at the top of the time sheets, at the top of the classification, and really fighting on then, aren't they, in this one. And so just now on board Verta, Bro in 2nd, Joseph in 3rd position, Silent Shifting is 4th, with 5th Equal, 6th is Marshman, 7th position is the Ashley, with Adam in 8th position, 9th is Shatters, 10th is Vintage there, 11th is Swanshanks, Alibi is 12th, Diego is in 13th position, Retirement is Theo out of the race, no fault of his own, unfortunately. Out of the race as well is Bill at 50, also Guna and Camaro's out, and Felipe has been disqualified from the race there, unfortunately, for intensely taking out another competitor, unfortunately. And of course, we don't have that here in ALR. We don't mind scraps and all that kind of stuff, but we'll see. But we'll see how this one goes then. Ayrton, we're on board with now then. Ayrton is currently leading the race and on the soft tires. He's got new soft tires along with Joseph as well. Bro might help Ayrton here. Of course, Bro was a thorn in the side of Ayrton in the Japanese Grand Prix last week. Remember, Ayrton is 2nd of the World Championship as well. He won the Bahrain Grand Prix, didn't he? Back in Bahrain in the early on the season. I can't remember what I'm saying now. Of course, there are several safety cars. Now, I think that's the most safety cars we've ever had in ALR history. Was actually we had about I think we had about 6, didn't we? Goodness gracious me, then. As we're just now on board, and let's get going then for the final part of the race. And Theo's saying good luck as well. And let's get going then. And this is going to be this is going to get very interesting indeed. Then so what can Ayrton do? Then he has got younger tires. He's got new soft tires then compared to Bro. So Bro's going to have to really get on with it quite quickly here. Some shenanigans going on in the back of the field, but let's just carry on with the race then. Right, here we go then. So Ayrton, and when is he going to drop the hammer? Look how slowly Ayrton's going. He drops the hammer now. Then he does go. He has gone. Then Ayrton leads 2nd position. Bro. Joseph has just dropped back slightly, and Equals is all over the back now with Silent Shift. Now Equals and Maldonado did not come into the pits in that exchange as they go up into turn 1 as well. Then and at the moment there it's all looking very tense. There's a lot of penalties in this race. Joseph could potentially win his 2nd Grand Prix of his career here tonight as well. But look, Maldonado's all over the back now of the Ferrari of Equals, and we've also got a penalty then for Swanshanks as well. Silent Shift in there, it's dropped back, and that is how the medium tires are faring at the moment. Ayrton needs to get 3 seconds in front of Joseph. You remember, Bro has 9 seconds worth of penalties at the moment, doesn't he? And going down then into the hairpin as well before accelerating away. Ayrton is 2nd in front of Bro in 2nd, and that's exactly what Ayrton needs to do. Joseph is now in 3rd position. He's starting to get his bearings with him as they are. We're just watching Equals and having a look as well, going into the big stop at the Maldonado's just got into the back of the Ferrari, and there's absolute anarchy, and who's that up there is going up the inside as well. So Maldonado, I think, misjudged her braking point there, didn't she? I wonder if it's those used soft tires then, which may have to be there. Diash is now up the order now into 6th position as well. Good stuff indeed. Then we got Welshman now in 8th position, and Ayrton still leads now by 1.2 seconds there. Joseph is Shadows now in third position. I think it's going to be down to time penalties here in this one. Oh gosh, there, what is that? And that's Maldonado off and into the barrier. Out to the centre, fast on the race. What is going on in the United States Grand Prix as well? As Maldonado in the wall then. Ayrton leads by 1.5 seconds now as well. Goodness gracious me then. Action on the winner. Here's Adam. Then he is on the outside. Then there's yellow flag in sector 3. Maldonado's out of the Grand Prix. What a shame then. And we got, it's Shadows there. A day lane and dollar short. He's in the wall. And that is not good at all then. Oh gosh there. And oh dear. And Finn, I'm not sure what happened there. Is just count all the race then, shall we? As Maldonado's in the pits, and I think she can still get some points from here on in. And has she got fresh soft tyres? Still waiting for it. She's lost the whole of the wing section as well. She's gone right off there. And now away, she goes then. Ayrton leading the race by 1.1 seconds from you, Mad Bro in second. Joseph in third there, 2 seconds back at the moment. Joseph hasn't got the pace at this stage. I'm surprised at this. Joseph is really struggling at the moment now to go all over the back of you, Mad Bro. That's incredible. I'm surprised by this. And silent shift to say it's a safety car. And it's a safety car again then. I don't know. How long's that safety car been out for? I don't know. I'm not sure how long the safety car's been out for, but Ayrton's not going to be out about this. Manfred's not going to be out about this at all. No, it's Joseph. Goodness gracious me then. To be honest, I hope that safety car hasn't been out for too long now, because I was getting very excited then. But yes, and so Maldonado could just crawl to the back of the field then and get herself back into this one. And this has been very much an anarchy style race, hasn't it, say least. Only 3 drivers have not got penalties so far. Joseph, this is playing into the hands of nicely for Joseph. They're going for his second Grand Prix win of his career here tonight as well. That'll be fantastic. Manbro's got 9 seconds of penalties and he's going to drop like a stone, isn't there? His safety car, I don't think should be out for too long now before we get back racing there. All the drivers with penalties are going to be just going to try and do some qualifying at laps here, aren't they? And so we got one of the Red Bulls that have, I think that's Vintage, isn't it? He's got no wing now, Vintage, so he's coming back in to the garage now in the Red Bull then for Vintage then. So Vintage, well, let's see how long the safety car comes out for. Oh, goodness me. Well, this has been an action-packed Tuesday, hasn't it? Oh, well, how's everyone else's Tuesday been? It's been pretty eventful, to say the least, hasn't it? So, safety car once again then. Let's just take a stock about the penalties, shall we? Ayrton has 3 seconds there along. You Mad Bro on 9 seconds. 9 seconds for silent shifting as well. 11 seconds for Adam there. So, Joseph and Shatters and Vintage are the only drivers then with no penalties at all then. So, that is crucial at the end of this one as well, isn't there? So, I think the penalties there is going to really cause some tears at the end of this one, isn't there? But let's see how this one goes. And Joseph, before the safety car came out, Joseph wasn't really as Emerson saying, the safety car being in the end is like good stuff. Joseph wasn't really putting the pressure on you, Mad Bro, was he there? I wonder if Joseph knows about the penalties. I wonder if Joseph is just going to be sticking back a bit then, as he knows what is going on here. Maldonado's got a 3-second penalty there. She's going to be kicking herself on that one there, because unfortunately this is a safety car as well. Unless I think that might be the reason why actually there is. I think it's because there's a safety car, isn't there? So Sir Young Tommy is saying it's going to be a quick 3-lapper then as well. So this is ALR's version of a sprint race then, isn't it? So here we go then. So Brent Mylander has turned the lights off. We're going to be back racing again then. You Mad Bro be kicking himself with the amount of penalties out in the first stint now, unfortunately. Joseph has kept it clean and precise there. Shatters could be on potentially a podium here then, depending on the field spread in the final 2 laps here in this one then. And this is going to be very tense. Then of course Emerson a keen eye there, keen viewer then, as well as he knows that his brother Ayrton could be on the cusp of a second Grand Prix of his career then. And this could be a major day for Ayrton and maybe getting a huge step closer to be going back into silver for next season. When are we going to get going? And Ayrton there trying to keep up the tyre temperature on the soft tyres. We're back racing then, hopefully for one last time here in the United States Grand Prix. Adam's got a 3-second penalty there. We crossed the line. We're gone then, and now we're blasting up into the stratosphere, into turn 1 then. You Mad Bro is second at the moment. 9 seconds of penalty there. We've just got Joseph going on the curve as well then, but it all looks clean and tight, and the Shadows has just got past the Diego and moved himself up into the position. Remember, Shatters is only one of 3 drivers and no penalties here tonight. This is going to get very interesting indeed. Then is Diego Strong at the moment, and there's Alibi just right behind us as well. Alibi, who is on the fringe of the points at the moment there. He does have a lot of penalties to his name, though, doesn't he? Back on board with Joseph. Once again, he's 6/10 of a second away. We're looking at the info at the moment. We need to look at the no, look at this at Adam's having a look on the inside. We're looking at the interval. Let's just take a look at the lead then. That is the lead then. Ayrton has found what half the gap he needs. He needs to find the other half if he wants to win the United States Grand Prix. No DRSM for the final stretch of the Grand Prix. Here comes Solid Shift, and here comes Equals as well. Equals up the inside in the Ferrari. He is past it. Diashi is defending off Adam as well then. Oh my goodness me, I'm on the edge of my seat. Joseph going for the win then. Come on, Bud then for Gunnar as well. Then this is incredible stuff indeed. That Ayrton now is stretched his lead. Then can he do it? Then this is going to be 10-second. Gunnar cheering on the Aston Martin. Then I know that Wilson and Kobe cheering on the McLaren team as well. Then this is the last corner. One more lap to go for Ayrton, and he needs to have a proper quality lap now for Ayrton. He set the fast on the race at Ayrton. He is going for it, isn't he? And how much pace do you man, bro? How much pace has Joseph got as well? And Adam is close, and he's side by side there with a Haas car going up into turn 1 here. Diashi has the high ground then, and he still has the position as well. And look at that, and lovely shot here at the rear view of Diashi. Accelerating out of turn 1, then dropping down the hill now. Adam is all over the back of Diashi. Adam's in the wall, and he is in the wall in a major way, and that is a shame for the Williams car. And he is out of the Grand Prix as well. And the Vinci is now back up into 10 position as well. Starting Jepson's got another penalty to his name then. Ayrton is going up to 2.2 seconds out. He's gone up to 2.2 seconds out, and look at Joseph on the inside then. Joseph's on the inside. Umar Bro's going up and under that, but Joseph is now into second position. Ayrton's got half a second. He's got the half a second. He needs half a second to win the United States Grand Prix. As we've got Umar Bro and Joseph going wheel to wheel down the back straight, and Umar Bro won't be Ayrton's guardian angel here on the inside then for Umar Bro. Joseph is out of it. The gap is there. Oh, the gap is there. Then for us, we're on board. Then look, it's 2/10 of a second there between Joseph, between Umar Bro as well, between Joseph and Ayrton, I should say. This is incredible stuff, man. And Umar Bro might have won the race then for Ayrton after he got the win there last time out in the Japanese Grand Prix. The gap is coming down quite profusely here. Oh, and Umar Bro, contacted. Umar Bro is off the circuit. And Ayrton on the final turn. And does Ayrton win the Grand Prix? We're waiting. Ayrton wins the United States Grand Prix by 0.3 of a second there. His second Grand Prix win of the United States Grand Prix. Wow, Japanese Grand Prix 94 shades there, was it, where he was waiting for the time, wasn't we? 0.3 of a second there. Joseph second, Equals and Fernie, and Shatters missed out on the podium by 0.2 of a second there. Umar Bro finished off an incredible race in 7th position there. Unfortunately, Silent shifted down into 10th in the end, then after all those penalties there. What an incredible race that was then. We'll send you, Umar Bro, a thank you for holding up Joseph Ayrton there as well. Goodness me. Joseph is going to be pretty disappointed with that then, isn't he? As I think if he got past Umar Bro, I think Joseph would have won that United States Grand Prix. So he's going to be a bit disappointed with that one there. Oh, goodness me. But goodness me, is that redemption there for Ayrton after what happened in the Japanese Grand Prix last week? Potentially, maybe. But that's 2 Grand Prix in a row there where Ayrton has been in the forefront of the grid then, and has really put his marker on that second position in the World Championship. Then Theo there is still almost home and dry, and he still needs to only score 14 points in the World Championship to be crowned the youngest ever ALR champion. But Ayrton there has definitely put his marker on this championship as well, and he's also in the 100 mark, but in the 100 mark as well. Fantastic stuff indeed. Let's take a final look at the classification, shall we, from the United States Grand Prix. Ayrton, that is his second Grand Prix as well, from pole position to checker flag. As simple as there for Ayrton there, fantastic. Joseph is second in the end there, 0.3 of a second separates Ayrton and Joseph there. The both drivers are going for their second ever Grand Prix wins in bronze area, so close. Yet so far, Ayrton also gets a bonus point for fast lap as well. Third position was Equals, say good 17 driver of the day. Shatters 0.4 of a second away from the podium there. very close for Shadows. Great drive from Shadows as well. Diashi in 5th position. Swan Shanks in 6th. You Mad Bro 7th. Vintage is 8th. Diego is in 9th. Silent Shifting in 10th position there. You Mad Bro and Silent Shifting should have been higher up in that race then, but penalties really cost them. Marnado just outside the points 11th position. Alibi in 12th then, and Adam in retired from the race, unfortunately. Disqualified was Felipe. Retirements was also Theo, Bullet, Guna, and Camera Racer retired from the Japanese No, United States Grand Prix. Ayrton, welcome to the commentary box then. And my goodness me, it was definitely redemption, was it, from the Japanese Grand Prix? You had a couple more safety cars tonight to contend with, but talk us about your emotions right now. Pole position first, and go back to qualifying if you can.
Well, I managed to not pass any safety cars this week, so that helped. But yeah, qualifying is something I've always struggled with, and now 2 weeks in a row I've got pole. But it is 2 tracks that I do like a 1 lap sprint on, so I think that favoured me. But yeah, I'm really happy with pole position again.
And let's go on to the race as well then. I was saying in the overview of the classification then, it's pole position to check flag. It seemed quite simple, but what about from your point of view then? It must have been anything but simple.
Yeah, just having like Theo, UMAD, Silent Shifting and Diashi behind me at the start, I knew it was going to be difficult. But yeah, it's a difficult race. It's all about tyre management because we had to pit early on those softs. I was really debating what to do because I knew I had a lot of time in hand on those mediums in the middle. It was going to be very sketchy at the end. Already with 8 laps to go, I felt the tyres go. So that first safety car come in handy because I knew at least I'd be in the front on a fresh set of softs and I could maybe get to the end ahead of everyone. Obviously, there was a couple more safety cars, especially that one at the end that I didn't really want because I know I had a 3-second penalty and Joseph, who was a couple positions behind, didn't have one. And I had to put in a couple quali laps to get that, and I think UMAD maybe held Joseph up a bit, but yeah, I think it was like 3/10 in it within the last corner to get that. Otherwise, Joseph would have won.
It was getting a bit shaky in the end there. It really was that. You've basically answered all my questions there, unfortunately. So there we go.
Sorry.
But talking about the championship as well, then of course you're now on 101 points, and you strengthened your advantage in the battle for promotion as well. Theo is still only 14 points away from being crowned the youngest ever champion. But it looks like you've spoiled Theo's party then for at least another week at least.
Yeah, Theo's obviously got it. I just taking each race as it goes. I know there's only 4 more. One of those 4 I like, the others I don't like. I only like Brazil in the next 4 races. So yeah, just take each race as it goes. I wasn't expecting to do well here. I know I'm quick over 1 lap, but yeah, just take each race as it goes and enjoy each one.
Very good stuff. Well done, Ayrton. That's your second Grand Prix win as well, and you strengthened your advantage in second in the World Championship. Brilliant stuff indeed. And I think that's the only Ayrton's the only one who wants to talk to me today, isn't it? No, I don't think so. I might jump in the gun. I think I am, as we've also got Joseph in here as well. Joseph, so close yet so far today. Goodness me, 3/10 of a second in the end there. You mad, bro? Really was really holding you up at the end there.
First, it's a pleasure being here in back-to-back weeks. Second, I saw the opportunity was there to win, but after what happened with Ayrton in Japan, deep down I wanted him to win, so it's all good.
That's very gracious of you. I wouldn't, to be honest, but that's because I'm a selfish so-and-so. But my goodness me, you was qualified 7th on the grid then, and you've also elevated yourself up the championship order as well. It's so close for those final promotion spots then. Coming up from COBALT as well, was you ever thinking about being in this position then towards the end of the season? Because you're very much on a rich run of form at the moment.
To be honest, I didn't think I will make it out of bronze because I had a shaky season this season, but looking at the standings, I have a chance and I'm giving it my all, to be honest. But other than that, I enjoyed the race. I enjoyed managing my tires, but Ayrton was too quick today, so yeah.
And going in a week's time in Mexico is the highest track. Is the highest track in terms of altitude. Then Ayrton doesn't sound like he's a fan at all with these next with the next couple of tracks. Then, but how are you feeling then going into the final stage of the championship in South America before heading off into Australia and Abu Dhabi?
Uh, like Ayrton said, like my favorite one also is Brazil between them, but I'm fine with all the tracks as long as I keep it clean, watch for track limits. Like as you saw today, like most of the field, at least what was on my screen, like most of them had penalties and they suffered the consequences. Hopefully, I can keep it clean in the next 4 or 5 races, and yeah, best of luck to all the drivers.
Really good stuff. Well done, Joseph. And also a very good sportsman as well. I need to take some tips from you. Right then, let's get we're going to finish off with the stream for tonight. Then that was an absolutely wild race, wasn't it? Ayrton getting his second Grand Prix win. Then, as I said, that's probably redemption now from the Japanese Grand Prix. Joseph second twice in the last 2 weeks. Can he go one better in the heights of Mexico in a week's time? Then Theo then could have been the youngest champion today. However, I would say fate intervened. However, I don't think it was fate, to be honest. It was a rogue Red Bull. But joining us in Mexico in a week's time then, where Theo could potentially be crowned champion. Tomorrow night it is COBALT there as well. Hammer time is very much hammering on then to be in the second ever COBALT champion. See you tomorrow.